My charger's in. Don't know where I'm sitting at. Where's my? I got 53 minutes left. 53%. And let's squeegee you over to there. And yeah. Okay. Okay. Hey guys, this is going to be a very interesting video because I wanted to touch on something that bothered me yesterday, and I didn't really go in depth, and I just kind of wigged out. Um, I come from a broken family. One, my family has been broken since I was 18 months old. Okay. I'm going to touch on some stuff that is very deep, and I'm going to share this with the world. People might want to, if anybody uses this against me, I don't care. It's not going to hurt me in the end because parts of this I've already coped with, and I just want to get a little bit off of this and then share the little meaty, greedy parts of it to explain why some of it does hurt. My mom and my dad, well, my dad mostly, who is no longer alive. So that's the biggest reason why I have a huge insecurity when it comes to a father figure in my life. He died before I even had a chance to ever touch base with him about the thing he said to me when I was 5 years old. And he was actually with my half sister, Catherine. I'm not meaning to name call anybody out, but I'm going to explain some shit that I'm going to get. Part of my French, I said I wasn't going to cuss, but um, he was actually with my half sister's mom and her at the time. And it was very tough for me. But I'm gonna get back to the part about me being born and my mom and him splitting up. My dad was a very abusive man. Some of my uncles brought out the worst in my dad. I don't know much about my dad's family. It's sad that I only really correspond with one of my relatives from my dad's side of the family. It's my aunt. None of them reach out to me. It's like they're sitting on a gold mine that they think I'm going to ask to be willed to me or something. I'm 39 now. It's like, dude, if I was going to reach out to y'all about any sort of money or any sort of anything, don't you think I would have done it by now? I have never asked for anything. I've never asked anything from my cousins. I've never asked anything from my aunts. So why the hell would I ask anything from y'all motherfuckers? I know I said I wasn't going to cuss, but it makes me mad. All I've ever asked for from my dad's side of the people was, who the heck am I? My heritage. I want to know more about my bloodline because I'm curious about my Native American heritage. It's like they're scared to tell me more about my Native American. It's like I'm a Native American princess or something. And I'm like, what the heck? I want to know more about my bloodline. It's like they're scared to tell me more about who I am. It's like, what blood lineage am I from? I want to know. And they're just like, they're sitting on some top secret something. And I'm like, what? Are y'all fugitives? And it makes me curious of like, what the heck is their problem? Like, seriously, y'all are natives. Y'all have shamans in your bloodline. So why are y'all acting like I have the Black Plague? This is what hurts me. And this is why I'm mad at all my family members right now. Because it's like, I quite literally, all of them act like I have the plague. Like, I'm going to touch them and they're going to turn into a decrepit old. Like, they're going to turn into some ugly mauled beast or something. And I'm sitting here just like, are you freaking kidding me? And it rather hurts that they would rather run from me, not talk to me, not acknowledge me, not come near me. And it's like, just because I don't lavish them with rich gifts. I don't send them money. I don't send them birthday cards. But when they need me, I'm there like this. If they need someone to talk to, I'm there like this. If they need to laugh, I'm there like that. If they need a shoulder to cry on, I'm there like that. It's like people put a token on money so freaking much that they forget that the main thing of family is you're supposed to be there for someone, that you're supposed to give your time, your appreciation, your memories, your knowledge. Knowledge to me, like my memories of my grandfather. Now I know I'm getting off beat, but this is something I have over my aunts. This is something I have even over my cousins. This is why my aunts, I think, hate my mom. This is why I think my aunts sometimes hate me. My aunts have a bitter rivalry because they have hate inside themselves, because they hate themselves because they didn't come around to help with their parents, because they were too busy having their heads up their own asses, because my grandmother was not the most pleasant woman to be around. My grandma was a very mean woman. My grandmother, this is why I say I don't like religion. This is why I say that religion is, it actually separates families. I have seen religion divide families quicker than politics. Okay? My in laws, they've all ignored me my entire birthday. And my sister in law's birthday is November 12th. Mine is November 14th. Her birthday is 2 days before mine. They all have alerts on Facebook. They were all on Facebook talking about Thanksgiving. I left the Facebook Messenger group because they all pissed me off, because they all could have told me happy birthday. This is why I'm going to put this on my Facebook, because I all want them to know I am upset with every last one of them. My nieces, my nephews, my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, they all can kiss my butt because I am mad at every last one of them. They were all on there talking about Thanksgiving, but none of them can at least come tell me happy birthday. But they were all on there showboating my sister-in-law, which she has not been around them because a lot of them are like way out of town. She doesn't spend money on them either, but they had to make her feel all good. I have half raised my nieces and nephews. A lot of them, and I'm going to share this, their mom wasn't even in their life because she was being a whore. Okay? She was bouncing from man to 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 man. And guess what? They were at my apartment the majority of the time. I took care of them. No, I didn't lavish them with money. I spent time with them. I made them laugh. I played video games with them. Occasionally, yeah, I would spend money on them. I spent more time with them than their mother. Could they have not told me at least happy freaking birthday? Could they have not at least acknowledged me? You know how much that hurts? That they're so busy pretending to be somebody they're not, but they could not come to the one person that would drop anything when they're having a bad day. I would even, put down my own kids and go to them, comfort them, and then go back to my own kids. That's pitiful. What kind of person do you know would do that? Not too many. My own kids would go to them and cheer them up. This is why I get mad. Because people don't understand family values any freaking more. They're all wrapped up in their own bullcrap. They think money, materialism, fakeness. I gotta put up this fake facade. Screw your fake facade. Who gives a crap? My niece used to tell me she could be the poorest person in the world and she would be happy as long as she could crack a joke and be happy. She'd be fine, just like George Lopez used to say. And now she's lying out of her butt because now all she's worried about is money, 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 just like her mother. Hey, Dio. And that right there irritates the crap out of me because I knew once she started hanging out with her mother would corrupt her. And this irritates me. And yeah, I'm blabbing out news, but this is what I'm talking about, family. because I hate money. This is why I tell my husband I don't like money. That's why I don't want it around me. That's why I spend it the way I do, because I don't want money around me, because it's the devil's spawn. And then religion's brought into it. Oh, she's a witch. We can't be around her, and this and that and this and that. I'm Native American. Let me tell you one thing right now. I'm going to slap that ass so freaking quick right now. If the English settlers did not come here on their Thanksgiving Day and rape my people, white man that brought their religion, their disease, and did not take the United States and corrupt it and sit there and bring their false beliefs, religion would not be here. We would still be practicing shamanism, which is witchcraft. I hate to tell you, curanderos, curanderas. We would still be practicing the old ways, paganism, which is not double worship. I hate to tell you, it's called duality. It's called the balance of life, yin and yang. Cats.
No, it's not cats.
Buddhists do the same thing. They practice the balance of life. They worship the balance of life. It is the same thing. Just because I call myself a witch does not make me a double worshiper. And it's no reason not to love me any less. And this is why I will not step foot anywhere near, and I'm tempted not to even go anywhere near. I'm actually not going to go anywhere near. I'm done.
Boy.
I'm so done. I'm so done. Because, I've been disrespected enough and forgotten enough. And being forgotten, I feel like Freddy Krueger. Being forgotten, now that's a bitch. I feel like Freddy. It's painful because my dad's side of the family treats me as if I'm the Black Plague. My own mother's side of the family treats me like I'm the Black Plague.
Well, they do that to me.
My husband's family treats me like I'm the Black Plague. And it's just like, just because of what? My differences? My differences should make me awesome. My differences should make me cool. It should not make you love me any less. It should not sit here and make me differences. It shouldn't make you judge me. It should not make you single me out. And, I never, anywhere I go concerning my family, if I'm around my family, I don't sit there, there's this spell you have to learn. Oh, there's this crystal you have to buy. There's this pentagram. I never bring up my beliefs. They sit there and bring up their beliefs and try to shove it down my throats, which is not fair. And I'm sitting here and I'm being respectful in my own right. And it's like, dude, I know I'm on your turf, but damn it, I didn't ask. I don't want to know. You're not supposed to be sitting here trying to make me swallow this crap that I don't want to hear. I sit here and respect everybody until they start disrespecting me. And I have been so respectful. I've been so loving. I have been so kind for years. It has been almost 20 years. 20 years, y'all. My youngest son is going to be 19 in July. That is how long my husband and me has been married, and we've been together for 20 years in January. Because we started dating in January. And I'm still not accepted. You tell me that's not a bitch. They still don't know my birthday after 20 years. 20 years.
Hero.
That goes to show bad parenting skills. That goes to show bad family values. That goes to show that you don't really give a crap about me, that you don't acknowledge me, that you don't care about me, that I'm nothing to you, that you've never paid attention to me, that anything I say goes out one ear and out the other. So why should I give a crap about anything that y'all say, any family, organized events, any, celebrations y'all have? Why should I let my kids come around y'all? Why should I do anything? What?
What were they planning for Thanksgiving? We're here?
We're not going.
Okay, I was just asking.
I ain't going to any. No, we're not going over there
I was gonna
anymore.
say,
It's done.
If they were having a thing here, Jacob's gonna have a fit to go.
Answer is hell to the hockey stick. No,
I ain't going anyway. But I'm just saying.
I already told him. Answer is no.
Okay.
Just because what happened now, answer is no. So I already told him we're having a talk tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And so everybody hears that. I don't care how many apologies are said. I'm done because
this has gone on too many times.
I've been rejected so long in my life. A person can only be rejected so much in their life that they can only take so much. My grandma had started abusing me at the age of 3. I got beaten down. Beaten. Been told that no one would care about me. I would be forgotten.
Yeah.
That no one would accept me.
Yeah.
And it sucks that right now what she's saying is basically true. That I put all my effort into these people. And I go to them and I shower these people. I shower these people with my love and my respect. I tell them happy birthday.
Read.
I go to their festivities, and people even that ain't around me, I tell them happy birthday way ahead. I got to the point I'm not gonna say nothing to anybody no more. Because no one in the right should be rejected that much. No one should be judged based on what they've been through. No one's known what I've had to go through to get where I've been. Because sometimes you have to walk the hardest path to become a great person. Because you can't go through life being perfect, because that's an oxymoron. You can't sit there and think, well, you know what? A person's going to be a good person all their life. No, because you have to make mistakes to learn.
Everybody makes.
You know, like, how the heck are you ever going to learn if you don't fall down and learn to get back up and walk?
Nobody.
And that makes me mad. So I'm sitting here just like, okay, yeah, I was involved in gangs. Hang on, wait, no, let me talk. Hush, stop. Quit interrupting me. Stay out of it. Shush. Please, I'm not trying to disrespect you, but stop. I'm going to tell y'all something. Everyone talked about my gang experiences. Yes, I was involved in gangs in El Paso. I got actually here in Temple, I got forced into a gang in Temple. They knew of my temper. They knew how well I could fight. It was after Adrian was born, my oldest son. I got actually drug outside. No one knows about this. I was 18 years old. They roofied me because how big and muscular I was at that time. They slipped roofie into my drink. They drugged me outside and they jumped the shit out of me. I got literally beat the crap out of because I was so drunk. I could barely walk. Now, me being the terror of where I live, trust me, I would have beat the crap out of these two guys because they weren't nothing compared to me. My back, my mom can tell you, was literally black and purple. I did not want to be a part of these guys, but I went along with it because I didn't know it was going to happen.
Temporarily.
I went along with it temporarily. And then come to find out, these two guys actually killed somebody. I actually gave a guy a tarot card reading, and I told him that he was going to end up burning down a part of something that was city property. Weirdly enough, he burned down a building at a school that was public property that was part of the city.
Right
across the street from where we lived. And he didn't even realize it until that. And he came back scared crapless. He's like, how did you know? And I'm like, I have a gift. I did not want to be part of the gang. In El Paso, I did. Here in Temple, no, I didn't. My mom's ex-husband went and told my in-laws, and then a lady here, only reason why she told my in-laws because she wanted her daughter to date my husband. She called them up telling horrible stories about me. And instead of my in laws doing the right thing, my sister and my brother in law doing the right thing, coming and talking to me about my past, they made judgments about me. That's something no one has the right to do. And this is why I'm making this video. So people should know, do not do this about anybody because it's wrong and it's messed up. And they were actually going to make him break up with me. No one has the right to do that to somebody because that even messed me up inside. They didn't know my past. They didn't know what I went through. They didn't know what I was doing in El Paso when I was younger. My mom's ex-husband and that lady, her name was Janie, they didn't know why she did that. She thought that my husband's family had money because they had land and they were wanting to hook him up with her so they would actually get rich off of Jacob's mom and dad. So, yeah, my in-laws didn't know that that woman was actually going to use them. I, for one, am not using my husband's family. I actually didn't want nothing from them. I'm actually trying to stay away from them because they actually make me mad half the time. Because I don't like being judged. I don't want nothing from them. Because I don't like being hurt. I don't like crap being talked about me. I don't like people judging me. I would prefer someone to come up front and ask me questions about something rather than making pretentious judgments about my past. I went into a gang because I was thinking I was going to need to get protection from my grandmother because I was getting tired of getting beaten all the time. I was actually going to ask them to kill my grandmother. That's how bad it was because no one in my family would stand up for me. I couldn't get child protective services involved at the time because I didn't want to leave my mom and my grandpa. I love my mom and my grandpa, and I didn't want to leave them. So I thought if I got in the gangs in El Paso and I asked them to handle the job for me, that I wouldn't have to leave my mom and my grandpa. That's why I got involved in the gangs. Yeah, it was a bad idea, but I got out. They didn't bother my grandma. Mom, I need to express this. Let me. Stop. Sit down.
Yeah, you're gonna make me go after some people, and you're not
Sit.
gonna like it.
Sit. Now, y'all have to understand why I went to the gangs and asked them to do that for me. When you're constantly getting beaten all the time by an old lady, you have child protective services going to the school every single day. They think it's your mom. You have to come up with tons of stories saying you fell, your cats. You have to make up stories about bruises. And my aunt made up a story about me being sexually molested, which I have been sexually molested, but not like that. And damn near got virginized by a CPS person, so that's great. People don't know a lot about me because I don't open up a lot. So people should ask questions before they judge somebody. This is why my aunts distanced themselves from my grandmother. My grandmother was a very toxic woman. And I took care of this woman all my life until she died. That goes to show what kind of person I am. And why it bothered me when no one told me happy birthday. Because my cousins, for one, I'm the baby of my family. Out of my cousins, none of them lifted a finger to come down here to help with my grandparents. I loved taking care of my grandfather. I wouldn't ask any of them to help. My grandfather was my hero. He was a peach. He was an angel. He was everything to me. I wouldn't have traded anything. I would have actually asked for my grandma to die and him to live longer, because I would have given anything to hear his stories, to have him teach me his recipes that he did in World War II. I would have done anything for extra time to be with that man because he was everything to me. That's what I would have done more. And anytime I needed mentoring, if my mom didn't do it, he did it. My mom and me were actually really close at first, and my grandmother got jealous. And so she put a deterrent between me and my mom, and she started telling me lies about my mom. And then she would go and get my aunts to start telling me lies. My mom has done bad stuff like everybody else. Everybody's entitled to their mistakes. No one has a right to judge. I had no right to judge because I did my own shit. So that's why I forgave my mom. Okay? So I'm not having a mental breakdown. It's just I'm airing this out to, clean my chest and let everybody know some stuff, because no, this is good because people, they need to understand.
Quite seriously.
Mom, I don't care. This is good, you know? But anyway, my grandma, she felt that a family, here deal. She felt a family.
Because I'm going to rain some havoc down on some people.
Mom quit. Just go read my Facebook post. I already did. My grandma felt a family should not be loving, caring, and gentle. She felt that a family should be harsh, rough, brittle, broken, and broken across the seas. My grandpa felt that a family should be tight knit, soft, loving, gentle, kind, and close. My grandpa, he's a type that he wanted family reunions. He wanted his kids happy. He wanted to see his grandchildren. He wanted to see great grandchildren. He wanted to see a family because his parents died at a young age. So he had to raise his brothers and his sisters with his older siblings. So they had to go off and work in tobacco fields and tomato fields, and then once they got older, him and his brothers joined, the military forces. One of his brothers went to the Air Force field. My grandpa couldn't because his eyesight wasn't so good. So he joined the military and he got to be General MacArthur's personal chef, which that right there is like a huge honor. And I took pride in that. I actually got to go to MacArthur School in El Paso, Texas. And then my grandpa goes, you know what? I actually got to serve underneath him. I was his personal chef. And I did a report on that. My grandpa told me everything about General MacArthur. And I got an A+ on that report because of my grandpa. He told me so much about the man. And I felt so happy and so proud. It was just like the coolest thing ever. And everybody was asking me like, how did you learn all that? I'm like, because my grandpa served underneath him. He was his personal chef. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, my grandpa was his chef, and my grandpa was in World War II, and he was in Pearl Harbor, and all that other stuff. My grandpa was in the war. And I found out that, yeah, my dad was in Vietnam. I have an uncle that was in Vietnam. Him and my dad both. My uncle Larry and my dad. That's like literally like I only know so much about my dad. My dad was a hell of a mechanic. My grandpa told me that if you would turn on a car and my dad could tell you in an instant what was wrong with the car, and my dad could get in there and tinker with it, and he could probably fix it like if he had all the parts like real quick. My youngest son literally has that gene in him because I hate to admit it that my husband's dad's the same way. So funny enough, that cat. Um, so he gets it from both sides of the family. So I put him in automotive, and my son's in love. So he actually he takes after both his granddads. And I've actually been told that my son, weirdly enough, he favors both of his grandfathers. He favors my husband's dad and my dad. So funny enough. And then my oldest son, he favors my grandfather. So there we go. Um, but the thing is, I'm very family oriented. And the thing is, I have a heart like my grandfather. I want family. I crave family. I love family. I'm a very affectionate person. If any of my cousins remember me, anytime they'd see me, I would smother them in hugs. That's just the type of person I am. I'm a very loving, genuine person. I cannot help the type of person I am. And I know everybody can't be like me, but my message to the world is try to have an ounce of that. Quit worrying about the BS that is going on outside and worry about your family. Quit worrying about how much your family is spending on you. Who cares what you get in your Christmas presents? Who cares what you get as a birthday present? If someone tells you happy birthday, that is a present. They acknowledged you. You're alive to them. I felt so dead to everybody this year. It kicked my ass. It's like, God, no one even cared about me this year. I mean, I know COVID and everything else is going on outside. I figured that would make people want to say it more to me because it's like, I might not have another birthday next year. I might not live tomorrow. I might not live another day. So that, like, happy birthday, Tabby. Happy birthday, Flames. My sister in Alaska, my bestest best friend, and my mom. And then my kids and my husband. And that's it. It mattered that my mom, my kids, my bestest best friend, my husband, my sister in Alaska, she's like my best friend too because she's so cool. I have so much in common with her. It's rad. Um, but it's just like I figured my aunt in Oklahoma, she would say something to me because I hate to bust my sister's butts, but she said I was supposed to be her favorite niece. So I'm sitting here just like, I mean, I know she has a lot going on, but it's like, my main thing is people pass so much time, so much judgment, so much hate. They put politics, religion, money, your sexual orientation, your color. They put so much onto it. And then if you don't fit in their little critique bubble, then they're going to ignore you. And especially if you don't do exactly everything they want, they're going to push you off. And it hurts, and it shouldn't be that way. Like if you don't go to church enough, or if you don't tithe enough, or you curse a lot, or if you have a different belief, or you don't wear your hair a certain way, or you don't dress a certain way, or you don't talk a certain way, or you don't wipe your butt a certain way, or it's the most painful thing because you don't know which foot to stand on to please these people, and you're just trying to get them to love you and just say, you know what, I accept you for who you are. I love you. You're perfect in your own skin. Don't try to be anybody else. Just be you in your authentic self, in your authenticity,
Okay,
I
I'm gonna
accept
go
you.
get me my purse. I need it right now.
Alex, can you go grab grandma's purse, please? And the thing is I'm trying to reconnect with all my family. I will never reconnect with my mom's sisters because they're all a bunch of crazy crackhead hoes. I don't like none of them because two of them are absolutely crazy liars that they can kiss my Native American, Irish, Scottish, French, Blackfoot, Cherokee ass. So I don't give a crack about my aunts from my mom's side. They all can. And I'm not being evil. It's just I'm done with my aunts from her side because they tell me one thing and then they go back to doing the same thing. One of them, she likes stirring in so much crap And she goes to my one aunt in El Paso and she starts crap with her. And then she goes to my one aunt in Missouri and then she starts so much crap with them. And then she comes back to my mom. She gets stuff from my mom and then she goes back to them and then she turns everything my mom says around and lies to them. And I'm like, no, we're not having this. And she's the one that stole my grandpa's wedding ring, my grandpa's Bible, which is supposed to be mine because I hate to tell everybody, I was my grandpa's heir. My grandpa told my grandmother to put me as the main heir because I was taking care of everything. Nobody was supposed to touch anything. My grandmother was refusing to listen to my grandfather. So everybody can kiss my butt. I am pissed at my family. That's the only thing that I wanted was my grandpa's wedding ring and my grandpa's Bible because those meant the world to me. I don't care about the shotguns. My cousin can have the Purple Heart. I really don't give a crap, even though he doesn't deserve it because none of my family knew my grandfather. My grandfather's stuff was mine because I knew him. No one in my family knew my grandfather. Sorry. I did.
I'm trying to overreact.
You kind of are. Xander, go get her purse. In her room.
My bed. We're always there.
And she stole stuff when my grandma had breast surgery that she wasn't supposed to touch, being a little bitch. And I'm saying it right now. She wasn't supposed to take nothing out of my grandpa's because my grandma, she did say my grandpa said I was the heiress to what he had. So that aunt, I wish the worst stuff on her and I'm not taking that off. That's why she has all the bad crap keep happening to her because she took stuff that she wasn't supposed to take that was supposed to be mine and my grandfather's haunting her. That's why she keeps having her hip go out, her knee go out, this go out, this go out. That's because she keeps taking shit that ain't her own. He never steal from an Irishman, especially when it's supposed to go to his granddaughter.
Here's your purse.
Anyway.
Thank you. You're welcome with your purse.
The thing that bothers me is how everyone just keeps deflating and lying and won't admit the truth and just won't come out and just be honest. Me, I'm an honest butt. Yeah, I did things that I regret. I said things I regret. I did things that I wish I wouldn't have done. But all in all, I busted my butt. I've taken care of 2 generations of grandparents. I'm taking care of my mom. I have 2 busted shoulders. I have 2 broken freaking ankles. Yeah, I've packed on weight. I'm not proud of myself. It is my fault because it is hard to work around in my body being the way that I am, but I'm going to try my best to start working out and get back in shape because this is the biggest I've been since I was pregnant with my youngest son. And quite frankly, it is embarrassing. And I'm not proud of myself, but with the depression I'm having because of how I've been fighting with how I've been feeling with my family and with all my family, actually, with everything I've been feeling it with my dad's side of the family. I've been feeling it with my side of the family. I've been feeling it with my in-laws. And it's just like things I've been thinking constantly and just even thinking about in the world. I mean, people shouldn't have to feel indiscrepancies or sit there and have to lie about who they are to make other people feel good or have people accept them. Like I had to keep my beliefs like hidden and I had to keep hiding my necklace like this so they don't have to sit there and stare at my pentagram and my amethyst and moonstone. Like really all it is a star and a circle and it's a pretty crystal amethyst with a moonstone. Like it's gonna curse you for staring at it, okay? Like it's gonna put some mojo on you. All this does is it centers me and it keeps me safe. It's a personal protection to keep all the bad crap off me. And the amethyst heals me, and the moonstone is also another thing. And this is for my future daughter-in-law that I love to death, and I'm proud of her, and I love her to death, and I'm glad that she loves me. And she actually sent me that's another one who sent me a happy birthday, my future daughter-in-law, and I love her. And I couldn't have a better girl for my son. I love her. She's actually really good for him and she adores him. And even my youngest son likes her and you know, she treats my son good and that makes my heart happy because my oldest son has had so much heartbreak lately and I felt felt so bad for him because after high school, he had it really rough at his graduation party, and that broke my heart because no one really was noticing what was going. Well, they noticed, but I was the only one trying to do anything. Um,
Oh,
my nephew's girlfriend actually told my son, my youngest son, that accidentally hurt himself to go kill himself because he stabbed his arm accidentally. He fell up against the dishwasher and the knife went in his arm and he had to go get stitches. And I was trying to tell my nephew's girlfriend about it. And then she goes, well, why didn't you just go ahead and go kill yourself? And actually, my sister in law didn't even know that the little twat said that to him. And would she defend her nephew? I don't know. So there's a lot of things that I hold back that no one knows about that's really quite painful. That this is blood related, but it would get swept underneath.
and right on, she stole shit out of
And
my
she actually
house.
stole stuff out of my house.
Yeah.
And my nephew defended her.
Yep.
So that's why I'm not talking to my nephew and I'm never allowing him back in my house. I'm completely done with him until either they're done or he marries a twat, then he's never coming back in my house, period. Which actually, I'm not really sure I'm going to have anything to do with that side of the family anymore because I don't know. I might just completely just write them all off in the mood I'm in. So, the thing of the mood I'm in is don't ever take your family for granted. Appreciate what you have because, you don't know what may happen. Never put anything above your family. Never sit there and pick at them for anything individual. Love them no matter what. Love them for their little oddities. Love them for their little, crazy little laughs. Love them for just being them, because that's what makes them them. If I wasn't, me being named after the little girl in Bewitched and I happen to be a witch, there I mean, I actually first hated being named Tabitha, to tell you the truth. I hated it because everyone used to tease me, are you going to turn me into a frog? I wasn't actually ever going to be a witch. I was actually a devout Christian, to tell everybody the truth. I started off as a Christian. Pop! I know so many Christian songs. Pop! This is something they have no idea. I was a independent fundamental Christian Baptist. I actually have 4 degrees. I'm actually a preacher. I actually have four college Bible degrees thanks to my grandmother. Yeah. I could actually be a preacher higher than my father-in-law, actually. But I'm not. I don't want to because it's a bunch of bullshit. I'm never going to do it. My grandma put me in Bible college and I have 4 degrees. I actually have a master's, but I'm not going to do it. Because I found it out to be a bunch of bullcrap. Because they took everything from the Bible from witches. The book of Psalms is actually called the cursing Psalms. It actually, every scripture in there, I can find a spell for you in it that happens to be in one of my spell books. There's actually a part in there says if you want some of the worst spells, go to the book of Psalms in the King James Bible and you will find it. King James Bible is actually the correct Bible you're supposed to read in any Christian religion. The Christian religion of an independent Christian is what you're supposed to be. You're not supposed to be a Southern Baptist. You're not supposed to be a whatever Baptist. You're supposed to be an independent Fundamental Christian Baptist. That is the Baptist you're supposed to be. You're not supposed to read any other Bible but the King James Bible. You're not supposed to read a broken Bible. This is what a lot of Christians do not know. They go to other churches that make it more comfortable for them. There's things about Christianity that I know that a lot of other Christians that do not know. They don't want to get me started. I can actually make Christians feel very uncomfortable, and that has nothing to do with me being a devil. It has to do with I was in that religion for so damn long, and I knew it. And I was actually first going to be a missionary. I was actually wanting to go to Bolivia. I had surrendered in my grandma's church in El Paso, at Brother Bob's church. I surrendered when I was 12. And what was Brother Bob's church? Hillcrest Baptist Church in El Paso, Texas. Y'all don't believe me? Type up Hillcrest Baptist Church if it's still standing. It's a big ass white steeple ass church. And Brother Bob was the preacher at the time. The minister of songs was Brother Mitchell. My Sunday school teacher, his wife. We had so many different ones that broke off. But I surrendered to be a missionary. I was actually really wanting to go to Bolivia. Because they didn't have so many people in Bolivia. They needed so many people to go there and do so much work. The people that I looked up to was going to Bolivia, and they were such really nice people, and that's where I felt my calling was going to, that I wanted to help so many people, and I wanted to teach them, and I wanted to reach out to people and just show them love and through God and, his holy power and all this other stuff. I was on the right path, but just in the wrong belief. So I didn't know that. So through my spirituality, I've helped so many people. I've helped more people being a spiritualist than I have being in a religious belief, to tell you all that. And this is something a lot of people in my grandma's side of the family, my father's side of the family, and even my in-law side of the family have no idea about. And I do not push my beliefs off on anybody. I share stuff on my Facebook, yes. But it does not mean that I'm saying you have to do this. No. I put the information there for them to read. And if they're curious about it, they can ask me. I'm not saying anyone has to walk the walk and talk the talk that I do. Oh, hell no. I would never do that to anybody because I've had it done to me all my life. My grandmother had told me since the day I was born that I had to go to an independent, fundamental Christian Baptist church or I was going to hell since I was a child. She told me I would burn in the fiery pits of hell, that my skin would rot off at the fire, and I would fall and 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 fall. I mean, I'm serious. A child doesn't need to hear this shit. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what any Christian says. I don't care what any of my family members say. On either side of the three sides of my steeples can kiss my grits. A child does not need to hear that. A child needs to hear.
Can I get you to hold on for just 1 second? Because you need it. I'm kind of
What?
Sorry. Hold on.
You're making me smile like the Joker.
Is by the chance would PayPal have a place called their account recovery called Duck's Den?
Duck's Den.
DuckDNS.org.
Not that I know of. No. Okay. Back to what I was saying.
Sure.
Because when I first started going to church, they said the kids need milk. The milk of the education. They don't need the meat. Telling a child they're going to hell is kind of like giving them the meat. You know what I mean? You don't need to telling the child gruesome stories. You know what I mean? You don't need to be telling them that. But then hearing the song, Jesus loves all the children of the world, red and yellow, black and white, they are all precious in his sight. And I've always said that. But that's contradictory. Because it's saying that God loves all his...
Yeah, calm down.
Get him down. But then there's a scripture in the Bible saying that Jesus loves all his children, even the most wayward of his flock. Why would it say that he loves all his children, even the most wayward of his flock, but then you have all these people being evil, that they're judging you? What gives them the right to judge you? But they're supposed to be having eyes of God, love of God, but they're sitting there being ridiculing, judging, evil, sacrifice assholes. What gives them the right to do that? But then you call them on their, well, you're supposed to be following the ways of God and da 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 da. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Don't turn this around. You're supposed to be acting with the ways of God. You're supposed to have the eyes of God, the heart of God, and all this other stuff. You're supposed to have the holy light of God. So you're not supposed to be judging me or any of this stuff. You're supposed to love me, try to teach me right and wrong. You're supposed to walk the holy freaking path of God. And you're not supposed to, you're supposed to show me what to do. All you're showing me is you're a freaking hypocrite. I'm supposed to learn from you. And it even says that in the Bible. I could, believe me, if I have to find the scripture, I'll be more than glad to. And this is the argument that I get into even with my in-laws. And I've even called them on it. And they keep sitting there making excuses. I've even called preachers on this. And they make excuses. And at that time, I even had the scripture ready. And they're like, dub, 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 dub. I'm like, yeah, Mr. Dub, 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 dub. You have no excuse. You, for one, are supposed to walk in the holy light of God, but you're a walking hypocrite. You're over here lusting after a woman when you're married, and you're over here licking your lips, and you're over here like, yeah. Like you're about ready to bump and grind on another woman. Like you can tell you're getting turned on. And your wife's over here like, baby, stop looking at her. Baby.
You're not supposed to let other people see you.
And then your wife has to plop down on your laps because you're damn near getting a boner in the middle of the damn hospital that everyone can see. You have a rising TP. That's freaking embarrassing because I was actually a preacher that you think would have more control over his sexual loins. And I'm not judging. I'm making points. Because, I'm no better than anybody. I'm trying to prove a point here to people. If you're going to do something, because I actually have friends that are of the belief that they don't judge nobody. They're open-minded. We have open talks. They're open to critique, which is actually, I have a friend / cousin, which she's my buddy. I love her. And she's sweet as me. We always hug each other out. We're both like big pillows. She's like my best buddy ever. And then my other friend, what she's expecting. The two of us always have like the best, great, mature conversations, and I love them to death. And that's how it should be. But family should be able to have those kind of conversations. Other people should be able to have those conversations. Just because you have other beliefs, it doesn't mean nothing. It's named differently. Religion itself, I hate to say it, and I'm not trying to get rid of it, but religion is actually the root of everything that's wrong. And I hate to say it, it tears away at everything. I have seen churches split families up that were actually good families just because they wanted a family's home. The last church I was in that kicked me out, my friend, her mom and dad were actually really good people. Their marriage was actually really good. There was nothing wrong with their marriage. They were actually happy.
No, they were not.
Oh, I thought they were. Okay.
No, they were living together.
But they were actually a happy couple.
Yeah.
They split these people up just so they could have their house out in Salado, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
They're living in it now. They split them up just so they could get that house out in Salado. And this church kicked me out. I think they kicked me out just so I wouldn't say nothing to my friend and figure it out, because I was actually like her best friend at the time. And we were really close because when we would go to like church camp or something, her and I were really close. But they were trying to put they were all on her, like she was so popular and she was so great. And let's put our focus on her and all this other stuff. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. If y'all want to, showboat her, I'm fine with it. I don't care. It doesn't hurt me none. I'll sit down. And she's like, no, 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 come sing with me. And they're like, no, Flames doesn't have to sing with you. And she's like, no, I want her to sing with me. She's my friend. And I'm like, okay, girl, go, Sister Soldier. You tell them what's up. And, I appreciated her standing up for me like that. She didn't have to, but she did. And they were trying to give her bigger parts, to sing at, the Christian camp that we went to. I had gotten really bad shape because we had to walk a lot and wearing dresses and walking like freaking 20 miles back and forth from like cabin to the freaking lodging. I mean, it was like Camp Crystal Lake on crack. I was like, dude, no. I mean, I actually got sick from being shaved really bad. It's okay. So at the point, I actually started skipping on going because the church got me so ticked off. I was like, screw it, I'm not going. And they were sitting there trying to fight with me. I'm like, dude, I'll call my parents if I have to. I'll call my mom and tell them what you're trying to make me do. I'm not feeling good. I am actually running a fever. I'm not going. And my monthly friend, Red Rum, had to show up. And so I it was just horrible. So I was like, and then the preacher's daughter had to kick out my Nike. She kicked out my Nike out of the freaking van on the way out. I had lost my shoe. And these are rare shoes that I got at Colorado that you can never find anywhere else. And these were rad Nikes. And I mean, I threw a fit to get these Nikes. And my mom even told me, you better take good care of these Nikes. And my shoes, they last me forever. My husband asked me.
Sandra, your mom is recording.
He asked me, he's like, how is it that she can take such good care of your shoes? You have shoes that you've had since like 8 years ago. And I'm like, because of my mom. Because my mom always told me, if you don't take good care of your shoes, I ain't buying you no nice shoes again. So I learned to always appreciate what I had. So that's why I don't always be like materialistic. Like if you guys see me walking around with like name brand stuff, it's because Ross, Marshalls. Now I'm wearing Killstar now, but that's because they do like a layaway system. They do like what is it called? Kalarin. They do Afterpay. So it's not like, oh my God, she's getting so much money. She's like up there. No, 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 no. I do Kalarin and I do Afterpay. So that's why I'm able to get, they have like layaway services. So you can actually pay it off as you go and you're able to get nice stuff. So any places that actually do that, I'm able to buy certain stuff at a certain amount of time and pay it down. So I'm not materialistic. It's just I buy stuff like so much, put like on a layaway service, pay it down. And the cool thing is they send it out to you and you pay it down. They don't just like hold it like stupid Walmart and make you pay for it and then you get it. No, they send it out to you like right away. So I like that. So it's real good stuff. So I mean, I've done that with like my Jeffree Star stuff. I've done that with like stuff from Sephora. I've done that with stuff, which I won't be really shopping much with Morphe stores. I'm only shopping at Sephora. Morphe can kiss my butt because I don't know if it's Sephora or Morphe. Whichever one did Jeffree wrong, I ain't shopping at their store. I can't think about it. My brain can't focus because I'm on a mission. But more about my past is like dealing with like my dad's family. The first time I talked to my dad, I was actually 5. It was right at my birthday. I just turned 5 that day. My mom had called him. She was trying to finalize their divorce, and at that time, it was a real rough time. My mom was upset with him, and I didn't know she was talking to him. My mom didn't really want me to have anything to do with him because she knew my dad could be very toxic. Because I told y'all my dad abused her. He broke her jaw. He was a wife beater. I don't know if any of my other sisters' mothers had that issue, but my mom did. He did other messed up stuff to my mom, which we shared in my videos. But he wasn't He had his good moments with my mom where he could be sweet and loving and kind to her, but it wasn't always like that. But this time, my mom, she told me my dad worked for the railroad company, and there was a day that he went out to work and he got ran over by the railroad train. So I would tell stories of my dad being like this big heroic guy that he was out working for the railroad system, and he was laying down the railroad tracks, and this big railroad train came down and mowed over my dad like maximum overdrive. So here, Lord and behold, my mom was talking to him, and my grandma being a bitch, she went and told, "Hey Tab, guess what? Your mom's talking to your dad." And my mom's like, "Damn it, mom!" And I'm like, "My dad? I thought he was dead." And in my 5 year old mind, I didn't think about it because all I heard is dad, and I was just excited because all my life I wanted a dad. I wanted a whole family because in my mind, I've always pictured mom, dad, the white picket fence, a family, them holding hands, skipping together, mom in the kitchen cooking breakfast, drinking coffee, dad doing the whole thing with the business suit and the tie and, with the business thing and going off to work. The whole thing is what I pictured in my mind. In a 5 year old mind, that's kind of complex, but that's what I pictured. And all that came flooding back. I'm over there, tugging her, mom, 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 can I talk to dad? Mom, 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 can I talk to dad? Mom, mom. At 50 miles per hour, hyperactive, and my cat's all circling around me. And mom's like, oh my God, this is so chaotic here. So, and then she stopped and thought about what she did. And she's like, oh no, slow mo. I already had the phone. I'm like, Dad. And he's like, oh shit. So I could imagine that's probably what he was saying in his mind was, oh shit. So he's like, hey, sweetie, what's going on? How are you, Dad? What's going on? Where are you at? I'm 50 miles per hour talking to him, my hyperactive self, because they hadn't really registered me at hyperactive. They didn't register me until I was 7. They were testing me at this time, at 5 years old. They had labeled me as an indigo child, but mom didn't really want them to label me as that because they really wanted to test me more. So mom made them stop testing me because they would have me under a fine millimeter, microscope because most indigo children are very hyper, have some disabilities, have behavioral problems, which most indigo children do have that issue. But me going into karate, it helped me with that. But back to the point. So I was sitting there asking him questions. I was like, so Dad, does this mean you're coming home? It got very quiet. Like quiet where you could hear chirp, 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 chirp. And I'm like, Dad, you still there? He's like, no, I am home. I live over here. I have a family. And I'm like, what do you mean you have a family, Dad? And he's like, I have a wife over here. I have kids over here. My heart was already starting to break at that moment. I'm like, you were supposed to be dead. Railroad was supposed to have your bits and pieces splattered all over it like a horror movie. And I'm over here like, you got a wife and you got kids. I'm kind of wishing you were dead right now. And I'm like, okay, can you at least. Okay, so I was sitting here like, well, can you at least send me a birthday card?
You can plug me in while you're waiting.
Yeah.
I'm going dead.
The birthday card really, I think, really got to him. He's like, no. I'm like, well, at least can you call and tell me happy birthday every year? No, I can't, because I'm not your father. Every single one of my sisters and I, even though we have different mothers, we all have similarities, which is funny.
He's a sucker.
My dad couldn't keep his penis in his pants. He's a whore.
Yeah.
Which pissed me off. And then I heard a woman in the background saying, you don't need to be talking to her because you know what? She's not your daughter. I already told you she wasn't your daughter.
That's why you and your older sister look identical. Well, actually, you and 3 of you.
So I kind of got the idea that my baby sister's mother was the one that didn't really want him having anything to do with me.
Yeah.
So that kind of pissed me off at my baby sister's mom.
And she didn't even know you.
And she didn't even know me from hide nor hair.
Nor did she know me.
And she didn't know my mom, but she had jealousy issues, evidently. So he's like, well, I want you to do me a favor. And I already had tears welling up in my eyes at this point. And I'm like, yeah. He goes, 1, don't call me dad. 2, don't look for me. 3, I want you to be a good girl for your mom. Okay? I was like, I'll do my best. He goes, no, I don't want you to do your best. I want you to promise me that you'll do this. And it was hard for me to even talk to him. I dropped the phone and I ran. Because hearing a woman in the background screaming that I wasn't his daughter, she wanted him to get off the phone with me at that time. That was painful enough, hearing my baby sister's mother screaming this.
Well, you didn't know.
And at that time, I didn't know that. All I heard was a woman screaming in the background. That was enough. And then hearing him saying all this painful stuff to me. And I was in my room crying. At this point, my grandpa was wanting to grab the phone. My mom had to keep my grandpa off the phone because my grandpa at this time was wanting to kill my dad. Hey, Randy. Are you the one that disliked my video on the spooky box, Randy? Because you didn't leave the information and I had a dislike, dude. I'm gonna kick your butt. Anyway, so after my mom and my grandpa argued about grandpa, because grandpa was wanting to talk to dad.
No, I didn't hear it.
Oh, okay. I was just wanting to know who did it. Grandpa went in there and I automatically started hugging grandpa and just started crying. And he goes, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'll always be your daddy. And it's true. My grandpa was always my father. And my aunt always got mad when I said my grandpa was my dad. They don't understand that. That's why I got mad when my aunt took his wedding ring and the Bible, because those were my father's belongings that was promised to me. He told my grandmother he wanted me to have his wedding ring and his Bible first, because he knew that those things would stay with me and I would pass it on to my children, which of course would be my eldest, which my eldest would have got that wedding ring when he gets married, and he would have got his grandfather's Bible, which my stupid, crazy aunt has, which I could kill her for, but it's okay. Anyway, after my grandpa calmed me down, I realized that it didn't matter if my father wasn't in my life, even though I'm probably going to do the tarot readings tonight because I was motivated to do this video actually. Because I got upset with my family and some other family members, and I wanted to explain things from like my dad's side of my family, my mom's side of the family, and my in-law side of the family, and also explain about kind of like being forgotten and kind of being felt like being judged, like based on your past, your current standings, and your future, kind of. And I felt like it was a good topic because, especially during Corona and holidays coming up, stupid things like your past shouldn't matter to anybody but you, because that's something that.
Can I get the baby in the chat?
Yes, put Dio. He wants to show Dio real quick.
Put the baby in the chat.
That's my youngest son right there. This is my baby, baby.
Put the baby in the chat.
There's Dio. There's the Dio.
That's Roman's wannabe baby.
Yes, this is the Dio.
Roman's going to the
There's
baby.
Roman and Dio.
We're doing our baby.
We got pussies in the chat. Oh, the babies. You can't even tell which one's which, where one begins and one ends for a minute.
One tuck, one other tuck.
Right? But that's what I know. I was being silly. You know I'm silly, dude. You know I had to do that. But yeah, you see how big he's gotten since he. Look at this. He has grown so much. Look at that. He's blue Russian and Siamese. He is a big boy. He has grown. He is.
I showed him he was very small.
He's massive now. He like weighs like I think close to 10 pounds now, or maybe a little bit more.
And yet he meows so cute.
Yes, he is. He wrestles with my cat Spitfire. God, man, they sound like buffaloes upstairs.
Oh, I'm telling
I
you.
had to put the baby up, so say bye to the baby.
Hey, Jen. Another ones that we know. Um,
I'm gonna say bye to the baby.
so basically, what I wanted to share, and
Oh.
I wanted to
Okay, that's enough.
kind of commence to everybody
Bye,
and
Roman.
to that outer space web is I'm sharing my stories, my pain, my scars, and so people can relate and understand that they're not alone and they have someone that they could relate to. And if anything, they could come talk to me, of course, as always. And if anything, maybe help build a connection with their family, like, go to their family, like, hey, look, how, like, not be scared to tell their truth and be like, you know what, look at what we're going through right now. We're going through such a crazy time right now. We shouldn't be judging each other based on what happened 10 years ago. We could die tomorrow, dude. So we should take today because it's so profound and make it count. Make it be something important and not waste it. Because I've had my family from three sides take me for granted. And I've given a lot of my time, and they don't understand how important time is. Time is more important than money, cars, clothing, jewels, hair salon, nails, sex. Time is the most important commodity than anything.
Not sex.
It sounds cliche, but live every day like it's your last. Yes, that's
right.
true. That's what I'm saying.
That's exactly how it
Because that's what my family has forgotten. And that's what my grandfather had taught me. And my family, guys, this is the sad part. I only had three people, guys. Three people. My sister in Alaska, which is my half sister from my dad. We have different mothers. We barely met. I think we've known each other a little bit over a year. I've had a half brother. I have two other half sisters that have known me. Yeah, Alicia, Chastity, three other half sisters that have known me longer.
Oh, yeah.
That have known me longer. None of them have come and said anything to me. Nothing. The one that's known me the least, she came and said happy birthday. My best friend, which we're close as hell, that is my ride or die, my true one that is everything to me, came and said something. And my mom.
Well, you forgot Jacob's friend.
And then, oh yeah, and the guy is on the phone. But those are my boys. Those are my boys. But the thing is, it's like you're forgotten. And I've given my time to these people. This is time I could have gave to my kids. This is why I'm pitching a fit. This is what they don't get. This is the important part. I could have given this time to my children, to my mom, to my husband. I could have devoted that time to them and said, the hell with them. I could have given that time to them, more time to my family. But I went and helped them instead. Went and gave my time to them, lent my shoulder to them so they could cry on it. Played with them, took them swimming, barbecued with them, took them to the parks and did different other crap and had farting contests with them and different kind of shit. What did I get? I get forgotten. because people buy them.
You really need to cut it short.
So,
Being honest with you.
and the thing is, I get forgotten every day. People can come talk to me and say, hey, how you doing? We miss you, or something like that. This is a daily thing that people tend to forget, that you can easily check up on someone daily. I don't even get checked up on to see if I'm alive. Yeah, I'm posting stuff. Someone can hack my account and pretend it's me and be like, hey, blah, 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 blah. I'm Flames, blah, 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 blah. Post witchy shit, blah, 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 blah. It's easy to fake you're somebody else. They don't know it's me. Unless I'm posting something from YouTube, and then you know it's me. then you know it's the real deal. You know what I'm saying? But, that's where it makes me mad. And then the whole Judgment series comes in. And then the whole, you're not good enough. And then the whole, well, she's not dressed nice enough, or he's not dressed nice enough, or they don't drive nice enough cars, or their house is not clean enough, or they don't live in a nice
Have you
neighborhood.
seen our truck? Seriously.
And I'm like, dude, really?
So you need to do. You need to take a picture of the truck.
I know. But my thing is,
You haven't. That's one thing we haven't done. We haven't posted about the truck.
I don't showboat about
We
anything.
haven't showed a lot of shit that we
If
do
people
have.
see the vehicle I drive in,
We haven't seen
or
shit 'cause we don't.
even
show
though
it.
it's my idea that I came up with and my husband's father-in-law co-signed, but that was my idea. But we didn't borrow no money. We paid for it because my husband's job, which I helped him get.
He makes good money.
My husband makes
I
damn good
made-
money.
Made good money too.
And I plan to make money on here on YouTube myself. I'm planning to write books. So, seriously,
You guys,
I don't feel that people don't need to be bought. I don't feel that people should showboat. I don't feel that, like people going on vacations. I don't think I should have to take people to Disney World or take them to, Orlando Studios or all this other crap to be appreciated, or take them down somewhere else.
Too much. Too much
It's too much this is too much upkeep. Seriously.
For what, a day or two? Go have fun.
I mean, it's like, dude, I would rather go hang out at the lake,
Hell yeah.
run around, chill. Yeah, it might be stinky, but it's free. You don't have to waste money. I know that might sound cheap, but you know what? It's not throwing away money. You can actually have more fun that way. And you don't have to worry about getting sick, catching a bug, being around a bunch of annoying people, hearing
Amoebas.
screaming babies, getting amoebas, getting freaking COVID or anything else before COVID. I mean, there's so much crap. I don't like being around people anyway. That's why I do YouTube. And no offense to my subscribers, I love you guys. It's just I have such social anxiety now because of stuff I've been through. It's just like being in a huge crowd of people now. It's like I used to love going to concerts. And me going to a concert now, I'd be like, ugh. And I'm a rocker. I mean, I used to go to Disturbed concerts. I used to go to Korn concerts, Godsmack. We saw Seven Dust. We saw, who else did we see? Who else did we see? Flyleaf. We saw, who else? We saw Mara Bink. Maria Bink. We actually saw her.
I can't think of all the people.
Shit, who's the other guy that you like? I'm the one that says let the bodies hit the floor. God damn it, what's his name? Damn it.
No, his name ain't damn it. No.
Shit.
I can't think.
Hurt. We saw Hurt. I wanted to see Chevelle, but we never got to go see it because Mom and me were supposed to go see Chevelle. No, we were supposed to go see Chevelle, and we never did because we were trying to win the tickets to go see Chevelle, but we never got to. I was wanting to go see Slipknot so bad, but I never got to go see Slipknot, and it sucked, and I wanted to go see them so bad. Yes, drowning pool, Randy. Thank you. Thank you. You rock. Thank you, Seattle. Good night.
Yeah, drowning pool.
Yes, it was drowning pool.
I mean, I think I forget who they are. Is they keep changing singers.
Yeah, because they keep changing the dang singer. I mean, I know the original singer died. I was like,
But they should have kept that one that they had when they were here, the blonde one.
Yeah, the blonde one. He sounded just like him. We got to see Papa Roach.
Yeah.
We got to see the one that sings Pain. I like it rough, pain. I can't get enough. 3 Days Grace.
Yeah.
Who else do we got to see?
The one that sings Porn Star Dancing.
The one that sings Porn Star Dancing. What's the name of this freaking Porn Star Dancing?
I can remember the song, but I didn't really care much for them.
No, they actually have a couple of songs.
We were having a fight in the damn place over them because we couldn't get the gay guys to sit down.
I went to Unholy Alliance in 2007. Slayer headline. Oh
no, those are too strong for my blood.
I would have went. I
can't.
A girl I went with broke her ankle in the mosh pit. Actually, when I went to Disturb is when I had my first broken ankle, and I had the freaking walker. Everyone was saying I was totally metal. I'm like, because I have the walker. They were like, it's a metal walker. We get it. I was like, oh my God, you're stupid. I couldn't quit laughing.
She wasn't going to go, and I thought, no, you take my walker.
Dude, my freaking foot was purple, and I'm in there with one leg just.
I didn't buy those tickets for nothing.
Everyone was like, yes, you're badass. I couldn't quit laughing because everyone's like, make way, she's such a rocker, man. We gotta watch out for the lady with the fucking stroller. She's so cool. I was like, oh my God, you guys are assholes. Everyone was watching out for me. I'm like, dude, I will hit y'all with this freaking stroller if y'all don't quit. I was gonna mosh and they wouldn't let me. She was rolling on ecstasy and the mosh pit felt good until she got her. Ooh! You don't do that in a mosh pit. You smoke pot in a mosh pit. Stupid wench. She's stupid. She's stupid. She got what she asked for. Girl's stupid. You never go rolling on ecstasy in a mosh pit. Oh my God. No. That's the wrong thing to do because you do that, man. You're lucky. She's lucky she didn't get her neck broke. Stupid girl. Oh my God, man. I was trying to think who we saw with Korn. Who else we saw with Korn?
We saw Korn. I don't know how many times, but I don't know who else. To
be fair, everyone was on everything in the group.
yeah, I've been to those times.
Yeah, with Slayer, yeah, that's kind of like that. Because when my mom took me to ZZ Top, everybody was drunk and smoking pot, and I got a contact high at the age of 10. I was over there, Mom, why do I feel funny? She's like, would you guys quit smoking pot? My daughter's getting high. I got the giggles, and then I'm like, Mom, can we go to Wiener Schnitzel's? I'm hungry. She's like, oh my God, my daughter's got the munchies. It was cool though, man, because like when they started doing the moving cars on the ZZ Top thing, it looked really real and really funkadelic, and I'm like, I was tripping balls. I'm like,
and we were even in the nosebleed. We
were in the nosebleed section, dude. It was bad, but you looked good though. Thank God.
It was actually cool. Being up in the nosebleed.
Security gave up on taking weed because every single person was blazing. Yeah, in those big concerts in big cities,
they
can't
do it. They can't.
Las Cruces, that's the one that they gave up on it because we were from El Paso. That's when we would go to the big concerts. I forgot who headlined for ZZ Top. I forgot. Do you remember who headlined with ZZ? All I remember was ZZ. That's all I remember. I was so baked.
Shit,
I wasn't even smoking anything, and I was baked because of the pothead smoking. I mean, because my mom's friends were all over there blazing it up. I mean, it was like just a big cloud of smoke just all around me, and I'm just sitting in the middle. I mean, and then when they started playing songs I knew, I almost flipped over the chairs. My mom had to grab me. It was so bad.
The chairs.
Everything. And then they were daring me because this person wouldn't sit down, and I had the big Hubba Bubba gum that was back in the 80s, and I had a big wad. And this stupid dude wouldn't sit. There was a dude or a chick that wouldn't sit down, and everybody was getting mad. Slayer, Mastodon, Children of the Boat, and the Lamb of God. Yes, that's a good lineup. Um, but they were daring me to throw the bubble gum, so I took the bubble gum and I threw it right in the back of the person's hair. Yeah, and then she kept moving it around, and it was getting all more in her hair. And that was back in the day where they would tease their hair, and it was like all like like.
Oh, she was a tornado.
Oh man, she was pissed, man. Her hair got fludged up, man. She sat down after that gum got in her hair. That gum was not going to move until she cut it. I crowd surfed someone, tried to take my shoe, so I kicked them in the head as hard as I could.
All right. I need you to check something.
Sounds like something I would do. Actually, we almost got in a fight at the Korn concert. Look, because we were standing like literally right at the speakers.
No.
And
Oh yeah. Okay, go ahead.
yeah, that was actually cool because we could actually feel the booming like right here against our chest. That was freaking awesome, man. And freaking, it was so cool because Jonathan kept coming over and I was taking pictures of him because I would hide my camera so I could take pictures of him. I actually have like a lot of pictures up on my Facebook. I had to hide my. Luckily, I'm top heavy, so I can hide my cameras, so the security couldn't bother me. Because they wouldn't frisk you too hard when you're top heavy. Because they're just like, yeah, we'll just go around the boobs and just go further down. I'm like, yeah, go around the boobs. My husband wouldn't like you touching me there. He might come over here and kick your butt. And believe me, trying to smuggle a Canon Rebel in is kind of difficult. It hurts. I mean, I think I was going to give myself a heart attack smuggling that thing in against my chest.
Okay.
Had to wear a bigger bra and everything. Had to go buy like a double D bra and trying to. But those things hurt. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, we have fun at the concerts. The concerts we've all been to have actually been really good. The last one we went to that sucked was the last Disturbed concert because it was hang on a minute. Let me look at the band because I'm gonna debauch my band and
What's her name?
hang on, that's why I'm gonna type her in.
Maria. It had Disturbed. I think it had Monkey.
Yeah, they had Monkey from Korn. Had Maria from. Hang on.
The band. Okay,
I'm getting her band. I'm getting her band. I'm getting her band.
God, we couldn't even hear because she was so fucked up.
Yeah, my girl in this moment. She's from In This Moment because God, she was freaking gone. She was rolling all over the floor. She was tossed. I felt we were sick that day too when we went. My mom and me were not feeling good. My mom and me, our ears had popped. I think we were getting pneumonia. Pneumonia. Hey, I'm reading something real quick. Whoa, Nikki. Sorry, I went quiet, guys. Okay, I need to turn that off because it's going to distract me. Sorry. I got distracted. Um, but I hope the video makes sense. And if y'all want to go back to it, got a little tough at the beginning of the video because I was explaining a lot. And my main goal of this video is I want people to understand, be less judgmental. Okay, because my main goal is I don't want people judging people because no one understands unless, it's something really harsh, like really, 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 really freaking bad. Like if they're a child molester, a killer, uh,
Heavy drug user, that
like a really
yeah.
heavy, 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 heavy drugger, then okay, all rights be given to you. Okay. But but if it's something else, something that they had to go through, like my stories, if anyone's curious about my stories, even on YouTube, if you want to know something about me, come ask me. I'm an open book. I mean, you could, at the beginning of this video, I cry on my videos, and these are real tears. I'm not faking a damn thing, and I have no reason to fake anything. I'm not faking it to get views. I'm not faking it to get subscribers. This is me in my raw, purest form of myself. I'm sharing this to let people know that, hey, if you've been through this, I know where you've been. My heart goes out to you. Hug. Hug through the internet, man. Okay. I know what you've been through. And I'm sincerely sorry. And my love goes to you because it sucks. And I wish you didn't have to go through it, my friend. Okay. But, if you need a friend, I'm here. I always accept friends, dude. Okay. And I don't get this mad at my friends because, like I said, my friends were exempt from this. I'm peeved at my family. Okay. This is more towards my family than my friends. My friends were exempt because they had stuff going on. They all don't know my birthday. They all are not like all up in my business. They are not all up my, all everything. My friends I have are less judgmental than my family, believe it or not, which typically that's how it goes. um, they most of the time my friends, a couple, a week later, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, they'll come and tell me happy birthday without me saying anything. They'll message me, they'll send me cute little e-cards, little gift emojis or something like that, whatever. But my family, they're not exempt. There's no excuse. Either sides. And thank you, Randy. And that's what I'm trying to show people to be because people need to be caring. They need to be generous. They need to understand that checking up on people, even family needs to check up on family. Family needs to be there for one another. Friends, yeah, friends are always, friends don't always need to put in all the work for family.
Exactly.
Because it's exhausting for friends to do that. Because,
Yeah.
friends have to worry about their families, they have to worry about what's going on in their lives. They don't need to be sitting in here doing everything like 24/7, 7 days a week, because that's a family's job, you know? Exactly, Randy. 100% truth, man. Fist bump. Fist bump to the screen. And it makes me mad. It really does. Because, like, I have cousins that I considered brothers and sisters more than cousins. That, you know, literally, especially one cousin more than anything, that I was there for all the freaking time. Had their back. It's a shame. And it breaks my heart. Actually, all my cousins, I've always had their back and I've been there for. I've remembered all their birthdays in my mind. If I could have sent them birthday cards, I would. Just, or Christmas cards, Thanksgiving cards, Valentine. I mean, that's what my grandma did. She'd send out cards for every freaking holiday. Even though it would get annoying, but it was sweet. It's endearing. Um, but it's checking up on someone, writing letters, something that's it's lost. You know, writing emails is the same thing. Writing a message to someone just saying, "Hey, I was just thinking of you today and I just wanted to know that I miss your smile. I miss your laugh. I miss seeing your sparkling eyes. You just always brought, a twinkle to my heart. And I just wanted to let you know that you meant something to me. And even though today's no special day, I just wanted to let you know, hey, I love you and I thought of you. And, I'm glad you're my family." No one does that.
No, you don't. Very seldom.
My grandfather was that type of a person, and he taught me that. I've done that for a lot of my family, and none of them done it back for me. I've messaged tons of my family, cricket chirp. I can see a maggot move quicker than my family messaging me back. You know how slow a maggot moves? They move very fucking slow.
It depends.
Unless they see something like shit and they want to eat it. That's kind of gross, but
I am eating.
Sorry. I'm sorry. And here's the thing too, and I'm gonna share this, and I might get a little criticism from my in-laws, but I really don't care. My brother-in-law, and I have a very loud laugh, and I can't help it. I'm hyperactive. I just have a hearty laugh because I'm hyper, and when I laugh, I have an over bubbling, energetic laugh. And I'm a loud person because I'm just energetic and I'm just happy and I'm a loving person and I'm just so explosive with energy. I'm just vibrant and I'm just I'm just that type of a person. He's just like, you're so loud and you get on my nerves. I have never once been apologized to about that comment. He has said rude things to me nonstop. Never once have I been apologized to. The one time I stand up for her and myself that I told her if she didn't put him in his place, I was going to go in there and smack his bald head. Oh, Lord behold, the little midget that thinks he's got big old muscles is going to get a little attitude and be like, and give me dirty looks all the time now. I will kick him across the road with his short behind. Poof! Bye-bye, little cricket. I have a temper. I am a freaking Scorpio. I am not like anything like my family. I am not going to be all humble fine art. I am going to come my whistle and blow the little tiny whistle and be all calm. And I practice Hakuna Matata, but if someone keeps ticking me off, they're going to fly 50 miles from me. Especially if they're disrespecting me. And on top of it, if they're going to actually put my husband's job in jeopardy and they're being a dick about it. This person, one, knew where we were going to go and they were actually driving and my husband was following behind him. And if my husband gets a ticket for the company he's driving for, which is a top-up company that pays probably more than my sister-in-law's husband's company does, and I'm not being a twit about that. I'm actually being proud about that, okay? This prick was driving fast, and he wouldn't slow down. We kept calling and asking nicely for him to get off his lead foot and drive properly so we could keep up with him so my husband would not get a ticket and lose his job. Would this person slow down? No. He kept going faster and faster and faster and faster. I told my husband, this is why we do not go to family places with them, because of little crappy ass attitudes like that. People wonder why I have the attitude I have. I wonder why. I forgive and forget when I'm apologized to. I forgive and forget when there's a proper attitude given. If someone's going to be a dick to me, I'm going to be an outrageous witchy bitch to them. He's lucky I haven't sprained his whole entire body with my energy right now. But that's why I'm staying away from them. Because you know what? I don't need that negativity in my life. My kids don't need that negativity in their life. Because It's all negativity because evidently they don't care. Because if they cared, I would have been apologized to. If they cared, I would see love, appreciation, happy birthday. We love you. We appreciate you. I'm sorry for being rude to you, Flames. I'm sorry for disrespecting you. I'm sorry for disrespecting your husband and not realizing that my carelessness was about to make him lose his job. I am sincerely sorry. This is what people need to pay attention to in families. And I'm explaining this because a lot of people don't pay attention to this in families. And I'm breaking this down because a lot of people don't pay attention to it. So if this happens to you in your family, please, by all means, pay attention to it. Because if someone reaches out to you in your family and this happens, work with them because you don't want the barriers like this going on in your family. Work with it. If you want the chaoticness, you want the drama, then go ahead and do whatever you want. Because in my feel of it, I'm pretty much done. I'm pretty much like,
Martha, I am going to keep you.
about what?
I have asked you for like an hour. I need your help.
Mom, that's going to be there forever. It's not going to go nowhere. Is it going to jump off the computer and run outside and do a naked dance and run down the street and run off to Alaska?
Maybe.
Sis, it's going to be in Alaska with you. She needs it done. Get back to me when it gets there. If you watch this video. No, I haven't talked about that part.
Jumped off straight line to Alaska.
Shut up. Another part. I have never been apologized to about being misjudged. If you've ever been misjudged, make sure you do get apologized to. Make sure you get respected. Make sure that all lines are understood because I'm still looked at the same way. Like, no one in their family has ever been in a gang. Like, none of their families ever smoked cigarettes. Like, no one in their families ever smoked pot. Like, no one in their families ever drank. Like, no one in their families ever slept with somebody out of marriage. Like, no one in their families ever had a baby out of wedlock. Like, no one in their families ever did, like, never drank alcohol. Like, please, honey, why you judging me? Like, any of y'all are perfect? Really? I know things, but you know what? I'm not going there because I'm not that type of person because I don't judge people on their past. You know why? I'm better than that. I was raised better. So guess what that says about everybody else? Shantae Sashay. Yes, I did RuPaul in a funky way. This is why I get attitude. This is why I get mad. This is why I blow up. This is why I break. And this is why I made a YouTube. And this is why I have a witches group. This is why I'm a proud witch. Because I feel people need to be proud in their authenticity. They need to be proud of their walk. If you are who you are, gay, straight, transgender, LBT, if you're a witch, if you're a Buddhist, if you're doing, whatever you're doing, be proud of it. Do not let someone sway you from it just because. If someone truly loves you, they're going to accept you no matter what, and they're not going to break you down and judge you and hurt you and sit there and criticize you or sit there and give you dirty looks or talk behind your back and be acting like careless children. Me, I'm doing it out loud. I'm not scared. I'm saying what I feel out loud, and I'm not being a careless child. I'm not being two-faced. I'm not talking behind no one's back. I'm saying it out loud, where everyone in the whole wide world can hear me. So if anyone's got anything to say about it, they can actually come talk to me about it. If anyone's going to be mad about it, it's going to be me. Because it's been done about me. And I have every right to be mad. No one has the right to be mad but me. Because it's always been this same old thing. All the time. The outcast. So if they want me to be the outcast, I'm going to be the outcast. I'm going to enjoy being the outcast because guess what that means? I don't have to do anything anymore. And that's going to feel great. That means no more family events. That means no more family reunions, no more funerals, no more nothing. I could be at home doing my own thing in my own clothes and my own beliefs. And I don't have to hear God this, God that, Christianity held this, brimstone and fire. And I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to hear about anything I don't like. And it's great. I could be in my own home. I don't have to be judged and ridiculed and talk behind my back. They can talk behind my back and I don't have to know about it and I don't have to see their faces. It's wonderful. This is what happens when you make an outcast. This is what happens when you forget someone, you treat someone like trash, you forget about them, you judge them, you hurt them. This is what happens when you create someone like that. And they're going to say, oh, look what she's doing. She's acting like a sinner and she's acting like this. And see, I told y'all she was like that. No, this is a human being that has been hurt, that is tired of being hurt, that's standing up for themselves, that's not going to tolerate being hurt, that's drawing a freaking line that's saying, I'm going to be respected, or guess what? You're cut off. That is a simple line that people can draw for themselves that do not have to tolerate that. No one should have to put up with any type of mental, physical, spiritual, any type of abuse from anybody. And I'm putting up with abuse. You know, all these people are supposed to be my family. They're supposed to build me up, make me feel good, make me feel loved and appreciated. I make them feel loved and appreciated when I'm around and when they need me. But hi, brother. That's why I have went so far off the beaten mile, because I went further and further and further and further and further as I've gone from various families to see if they'd notice. And they haven't noticed. And that's even sadder. It's like they just don't care. And I know they don't care. It's proven that they don't. And this is what I'm telling everybody, that if you have something like that, and they're going to say, no, don't cut them off. Just let them do their own thing and this, that. No. You don't have to sit there and keep them in your life and have every time you see them, it's going to bring up that same painful feeling. So you need just to let them go. You need to just cut them off, because every time you see them, it's going to bring up that, ugh.
My creepy cat. Scared of the
so you quit that. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. You need to cut them off. I have been told more times than once, no, it's okay. Just, you know, you just got to put up with it and ignore it and push it off. And it's nothing that bad. And, you know, it'll just slide off your shoulders. Abuse does not slide off anybody's shoulder, honey. And I have sitting in a family reunion area at a table by myself, and it's a huge crowded area, and no one came up and talked to me. I have felt so entirely alone and not even being noticed. Funerals, same thing. Weddings of my close niece and, well, nephews, same thing. Didn't even really get to greet my new niece because my nephew's mom is jealous of me because I was closer to her kids than she was, and she doesn't want me to reestablish that bond because she wasn't there in their life at the beginning because she was off being a hoochie. So she tries to off-skirt me off because she's afraid I'm going to build a bond with the niece. And so she's running off, and she's probably telling stories about me, God knows. And That's why I don't want to bond with her because she tried to refriend me on Facebook. So I ain't going to be friends with her because I don't trust her because she's a slithery snake. I don't believe snakes like that change. I'm sorry. Because anybody that's got to buy somebody's love is not trustworthy.
Especially when she's sleeping with every guy she can find.
And she was just crawling up the ladder so she can get somebody that had money.
Mm-hmm.
And people can get mad at me. I don't care. That's what that was.
Exactly.
Thing is, I got ignored the entire time. I even told my husband we shouldn't have gone. I don't even know why we went. It wasn't to support nobody. My son got sick. I felt like crap the whole entire time. Food tasted like crap. That's the time that I got in a fight with my other bald-headed brother-in-law that's dipshit that I could really kick the crap out of right now. Bald-headed munchkin. Thinks he's all that in a bag of chips when he's just... Ugh. Which he treats my sister like crap all the time. I'd whoop his ass. Any man talk to me like that, I'd smack his mustache off his face, frickin' dirty Sanchez.
And she's raised most of his kids.
Disrespectful. I would not have no man disrespecting me like that. Hell no. Hell no. My own husband don't disrespect me like that. And I don't disrespect him like that. We may headbutt occasionally, but it's not like that. My husband don't yell at me, and I don't yell at him. I may cuss at him when we're having a tough time, and I bawl my eyeballs out. But we don't raise voices, and we don't disrespect and all that other crap. No, we don't believe that. And I talk about doing other stuff. It's a bunch of horse shit. Fact of the matter, all families are supposed to be close. In-laws, family, other family. Families are supposed to be tight-knit. And I'm sick and hearing, I'm sick of how the world is today.
Sick of my allergies bothering me.
Okay, I will cure it. Habada, 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 boop. You're cured. I cured you. Because I'm such a bad witch. As everybody says. I know this is a long video, guys, but I keep getting distracted. My goal, if anything, and I only got 6% of this juice. Xander, I need batteries. Batteries. Give me no, I need the plug for my computer. My main goal, if anything, is to connect families. And it might sound like I'm trying to disconnect families right now, but no, I'm separating myself from nastiness right now until people can realize how to treat people. I'm separating, and they're not coming near my kids. If my husband wants to go around and be around all that negativity, more power to him. But he's not dragging my kids around them. They can kiss my butt. They're not seeing either one of my sons because I created them. They came from me, so I don't give a crap. He might have put the seed, but guess what? They grew in me. I did all the work. But, point of the matter, thank you. Point of the matter wasn't thank you, but I need you to plug me in somewhere else because when I plug it in over here by the camera, well, you know what? I might be able to plug it in.
The white thing right there.
All right, if it's not into the computer, the camera security, then I'll be okay. Plug it in, plug it in. Come on. This stupid thing always does this. I hate my Chromebook cover because it always gets in my way and it messes with me. I hate it when it does it. Would y'all quit y'all fussing? He'll come back. Yes, he will. My child is crying because my mom is shaking cat treats and the cat's chasing my mom all around the house. The things we do for love. Mom, give Alex a treat so Dio will go back to him. Xander, get your butt up. You want to get grounded? Well, get up. Children, gotta love them. Anyway, my main thing is I'm trying to connect families and help them understand. Be close. Don't separate for money, judgment, religion, spiritual beliefs, sexuality, political, or anything. Love each other because you love each other. Don't let nothing come in between it. Enjoy each other. Talk about other things that won't cause fights. Don't sit there and scheme things to separate one another. If there is something there that's stewing, try to hash it out. Like if you need to apologize to someone about something that happened between you two, hash it out and apologize. That's what my mom and me do. Like I hash things out between her and her and I has actually had a good relationship because my grandmother, like I was telling y'all at the beginning, my grandmother was jealous of the relationship my mom and me had because we would actually sit there and play around with each other. She would tickle me. She was learning how to be affectionate with me because my grandmother was never affectionate. My grandpa was the affectionate one. So my mom was learning how to be affectionate with me, and my grandmother was starting to get jealous of that. So my grandma would start telling me stories, and when my mom would try to get affectionate to me, I would push away from her because my grandma would tell me things like my mom hated me. My mom would work certain hours to get away from me because my mom felt that I was like the devil's spawn and all this negative hoopla that my grandma was putting in my head. Like my mom was trying to kill me when she was pregnant with me. My grandma put like a lot of bad crap in my head. And she would tell me all this stuff. And then she would go tell lies to my aunts, like stuff like, like my mom was, stealing from her and, borrowing all this money from her. She would actually call like my aunts and say, if Karen ever does this, if Voodoo ever does this, don't do this. And then she even told my cousins, if I ever called and talked to them, never accept calls from me because I was going to call and ask for money. I had never once called and asked any of my relatives for money, ever. I called my cousin Waylon once, and I'm calling him out on this. I was going to ask him to help co-sign for my husband to sign adoption papers for my oldest. Okay? I called him. His first thing is, Flames, I'm not going to lend you money. If I could have reached to the phone and whooped his fucking country bunking ass, I would have done it. I would have tore his ass up. That motherfucker pissed me off that day. I go, Waylon Gene Ferguson. Let me tell you something. And I'm still listing his full damn name. And he's in fucking Missouri if anyone wants to whoop his ass for me. Bastard. And yeah, he is fatherless because his father is a butthole. Even though he's my uncle, but he's still a butthole. The thing is, I said, Waylon, when have I ever called and asked you for money? Never. Whoever told you I was going to call and ask you for money? Grandma. I go, okay, let me tell you something. I'm calling you to ask if you would ever speak up for my husband for adoption. He goes, I don't know your husband. I said, you don't have to know him. I said, all you have to say is, yeah, I'm speaking up on Flame's behalf, and I feel that this gentleman would actually be a good father for my cousin. I said, it's all you have to say. But I said, since the way you're acting, I don't even want you saying anything on my behalf since you're acting like a little asshole. And I hung up on him. I could have killed my grandmother. God knows what she told my other cousins. I mean, half the time I call my cousins, I'm worried. Like, I called my cousin one time down that lives here in Texas. And I don't know who she was having visiting, but her mother had involved in an issue dealing with my grandmother's death, and we were trying to get adult protective service. We actually had adult protective services involved because my grandmother had got raped at the nursing home she was at, and we were actually trying to get investigated so we could actually sue the nursing home. Thanks to my aunt getting involved and having my cousin getting involved, we couldn't sue the hospital because they went ahead and had my grandmother cremated and had her shipped out to San Antonio. This is the type of family I have. And then she had my cousin get more involved and get the death certificate, which she wasn't supposed to have because my mom was trying to get more stuff done. So it's just like, for the like of me, my aunt has never been involved in my grandmother's life, only for maybe about a couple of years here and there. And we warned her when she got involved the last time when she came down here and took my grandma the first time. And we were telling her, she's crazy. You can't deal with her. She's a lot to deal with. You're not going to want her. You're going to put her up in a psych ward. We're telling you. And she actually did. She argued with us that she didn't. But my grandmother and even the preacher, he had other people call us. We had 5 people call us and tell us where she was because they were up there at the psych ward. I know my cousins are defending my aunt. That's fine. I get that. That's fine. I understand they're defending her
Because they're scared of her.
because they're scared of my aunt
Yeah.
and they don't want a fight happening. But I know my aunt. So I'm not calling my cousins a liar, but I know that my grandmother was getting put in a crazy ward.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. When I had 7 witnesses saying what hospital she was at, and I actually Googled it up, that it was actually a psychiatric hospital for crazy people. I don't like being called a liar. I'm not mad at my cousins. I love my cousins. I understand where they are. Because my aunt, she, for one, could do messed up things to them.
That's true.
So that's why I'm not going against my baby cousins. That's why I'm not going against their mom. Because my aunt, she's a twisted woman. That's why I don't have nothing to do with my aunts. When I say all my aunts are crazy, I'm not lying. That's why I disowned all the 3 of them that's left. They're nothing a bunch of troublemakers like their mother. All 3 of them that are alive act just like their mother. I can't stand neither of them. All 3 of them, I can't stand them. I can't stand none of them. I love them, but I don't want nothing to do with them. That's the truth. I love them, but I don't want them around me. I don't want them near me. I don't like them, but I love them. That's just how I'm saying it.
Alex, behave.
And that's just the truth of the matter. And I know that's going to be kind of shocking saying I love them, but I don't like them. But that's what my grandpa said. He said, I love them, but I don't like them. He goes, because I'm not going to stir in the pot of shit. He didn't want nothing to do with my aunt in El Paso. He didn't want nothing to do with my aunt in Missouri. He didn't want nothing to do with my crazy aunt that actually is now in Missouri too. He didn't want nothing to do with them because all they did was get in trouble, just like my grandmother. And he kept telling my grandma to stay away from him, and she wouldn't do it. Because my grandmother, she lived for the drama.
Because that's the way she talks.
And my grandma taught them to be that way. And I taught my boys, that's why my boys are acting up, because they don't like me being upset. They hate it when I get upset.
Because you're stirring up shit.
My boys, they like it when I'm happy. I'm being silly. I'm having fun with them. I'm playing video games with them. I'm spending time with them. I'm watching movies they like. We're hanging out doing YouTube. We're doing YouTube videos on the Xbox or the PlayStation, or we're
mom
doing
and grandma doing tarot cards.
mama,
silly, you know,
or doing makeup videos, or doing makeup with each other, or something like that, you know. And
mama's supposed to be doing grandma's makeup tonight, you know, all kinds of bullshit like that.
That's gonna be Friday. I'll do that Friday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll do your makeup Friday. My butt hurts. It's a long video. My butt hurts. Everybody's gonna be like, "God, this video is long," but
because she never knows when to shut up.
I'm talkative. This is very important.
No, it's not.
I got off on. Everyone keeps interrupting me. Shush.
It's not.
You won't quit talking.
Right.
Yeah, this is not important. You talking about all that is not important.
It's not.
Yeah, it is.
No.
But anyway, the thing is, that's why I stay distant from them. Because I know if I get involved with them, if I try to reach out to my aunt. She used to be my favorite aunt in Missouri. The one that has my cousin Waylon and the other cousin that's like my brother, which I'm. But anyway, She actually hurt me because when I said my grandfather was my dad, she goes, "He's not your dad," and I'm like, she's another one. If I could reach to the phone, and I probably would have put her in her grave.
It's okay. She deserves it.
I would have put her in her grave because her excuse why she couldn't come to my grandfather's funeral is because of my Aunt Nina. That was not a valid excuse. I'm sorry.
No.
That's your sister. You could have hashed out y'all's problem in the car because that was your father. I do not care what kind of excuse you had. That's your dad. You need to come pay respects to your father. I don't care what kind of, oh, I wanted to remember him while he was alive.
And
Bitch!
then she got pissed off at me because I had her mom cremated.
And then, yeah, she threw a fit because we got my grandma cremated. Honey, what do you think happens when the body is in the grave? They decompose into ashes any freaking way. So getting someone cremated is the same thing that happens when they are lying in the grave. They decompose. They turn to dust.
And the Bible says, ashes to ashes and dust to dust.
I was not going to bury my grandmother like Elizabeth freaking Taylor because she was no Elizabeth Taylor.
Number one.
She wasn't going to.
Number one.
Hang on.
Her life insurance policies were gone.
Somebody actually stole the life insurance policies that we could not find.
And when I called the life insurance company,
And
they said that they didn't know what I was talking about.
There was no money to actually bury her. I actually had to take care of everything. I actually called around, and I'm the one that actually found the burial company. My mom can actually tell y'all that.
Yeah.
I actually am the one that took care of my grandma's burial stuff. So all my family to know this, I took care. I found the funeral home. I talked to the guy. I'm the one that was helping out with everything. I took care of my grandma's stuff. My mom couldn't do it. I did it because at the time she was upset. Not like crying upset, but more furious because how my family was acting. I told my family I was going to cremate her any freaking way because no one was going to come to the funeral.
We didn't have the money to bury her.
And how my family acted. Now, I want anyone to tell me in a civilized mind, why would you throw a fit over having someone cremated over them wanting to be buried? I understand it's someone's wishes, but why would you sit there and pick a fight with someone over that?
And disown.
Serious, and disown them supposedly. Seriously? Grow up. Especially if that's all that's what I got for free, actually. The gentleman worked with me and he found a way for me to get it done for free. And my family getting involved actually caused more issues.
Yep.
And I'm sitting here like, ugh. It irritated me. And I don't see your link, sweetheart. Randy.
Yeah.
I haven't made the Discord channel my name yet, but I will make it probably later on tonight. I gotta save the info on my phone. It'd be the same one that but I can make it. I'll have to just type it up. If you can't copy and link it, just type it in. Just look on your VPN and just not your VPN. Look on your channel name and just type it in. Okay, I'll just once I create it, I'll let you know what my name is, and then well, actually, Jake Monroe, they made him a channel, and if anything, put it down in the comment link. Down in the comments, put the name of it. You can put it down in the comments, not the live chat, but in the comment section. That's probably where you could put the copy link at. But this is the things that I'm trying to make y'all understand, that it's stupid to fight about these kind of things. It's really, really, really ignorant to pick a fight over something just that little. And
let me turn on my volume.
Please. I'm over here like, I hear echo. I'm like, what the hell? StreamYard right now, but I'll hit you up later on. Okay, cool. That'll work. My lip's peeling. I need a lip scrub, right? I need to use my Jeffree Star lip scrub because my lip is just like, ah. I need my sugar scrub. But My main thing is I'm trying to let people understand to not fight over little tiny trivial things that have no sense. I mean, I can understand if like we threw her in the lake and didn't do nothing with her, which I actually thought about doing. Which I would have fed her to a shark if I didn't worry about the shark choking on her. Poor shark. I know my family would be like, "Oh my god, you're such a bitch." No, seriously. I would have fed her to the shark if the poor shark wouldn't die from poisoning or something. But I know it's messed up to say, but no, I loved my grandmother even though she was an evil, worthless piece of donkey dong, but I still loved her. Because even at the end time, the part where she was getting into it, to the close end, I hate to say it, she got really close to me and it scared the crap out of me. It actually did.
That you're the only one that was.
And actually I'm the only one that put up with her because she even told me, she goes, Tab, you're the only one that's here for me. And I said, Grandma, and I told you that's what was going to happen. And she's like, yeah, you did. I said, I told you no one was going to be here for you, didn't I? She goes, yeah, you did.
Even though she was living in my house, I was there for her. But she wouldn't quit calling me.
And she would call my mom a bastard, a son of a bitch. She'd call her a slut, a fucker. I mean, she would call my mom some bad names, and she was supposed to be a Christian woman. That's why I say religion's full of crap. Because the words that came out of her mouth were not very Christian. I'm like, Grandma, you're possessed by the devil. I'm going to exorcise you. I'm like, I'm going to go get some holy water and throw it on you. And she actually started laughing at that one. I was like, you think I'm playing? I am. I'm like, I'm going to exorcise your demons.
Me too.
And, you know, she actually did. She'd cry and she was, you know, I really appreciate you because she goes, you're the only one out of my grandchildren that is actually here. And she goes, you know, I know my other grandchildren are everywhere else, but she goes, you're the only one that took the time that's actually here taking care of me. She goes, you're bathing me. You're feeding me. You're creaming up my legs. You're creaming up my body. You're brushing my hair, washing my hair. You know, you're making sure that my skin's taken care of. You know, you're making sure that I don't get sores. You're making sure that my skin don't snag. You know, she goes, you're taking really good care of me. I said, Grandma, if you would have stayed in the house, I would have took this kind of care of Grandpa too. Because she moved out of the house. And as soon as she moved out of the house, it didn't even take 3 weeks for my grandpa to die. It's like she murdered my grandfather. Mm-hmm. I got so pissed off at her. I mean, because my grandpa always said all she fed him was nasty, slimy hot dogs. I got so irate with her. But I couldn't do nothing to her because she just had breast surgery. And I just want to slam her head on the eating table so bad. Especially when my aunt stole the wedding ring and the Bible that was supposed to be mine. That I don't know where it is because she's up in Missouri and I can't get it because she's up with my whore aunt. And Hakuna Matata is a lovely place because we can't kill your aunt because she's in another place. Okay, I'm in a better mood. Anyway, but you know, she did thank me. And weirdly enough, anytime she sees me, she would light up and it would freak me out. And I'm like, Grandma, why are you always so happy to see me? She goes, because I am. And it would scare me. I said, Grandma, you were never, ever happy to see me any other time. She goes, yes, I was. And I'm like, don't say that. I'm like, don't say that. I'm like, anybody but you don't say that. Because from her to say that, it made my skin crawl. It made my skin crawl. Like my grandpa, my mom, my kids, my husband, they could say that, it would warm my heart, make it flutter with happiness. But her saying that is just like, I mean, I knew she loved me in her way. She used to be gentle with me at times, but then when she literally beat she beat me. I mean, rolling pins, electrical cords, my grandpa's army belt that would never break, that I finally had to get freaking knives and just
carrying on to you where she left off of me.
I mean, it was horrible. I mean, like I said, if I could have got Child Protective Services involved to where I wouldn't have got taken away from my mom and my grandfather, I would have done it. I begged her doctors when, she wasn't in the room. I'm like, is there any way you guys can put her away? They would start laughing at me. And Grandpa's like, shh. I'm like, Grandpa, please, let's get her put away. I mean, I would beg my grandpa, Grandpa, why can't we put her in our crazy house? And he's like, Tab, they tried.
Yeah.
And then I found out he's the one who stopped them. And then I was like, Grandpa, I can kill you. And he actually thought that maybe if he gave her a second chance, that maybe she was going through a phase that she would straighten up. And I'm like, she did not straighten up. It got worse. I mean, it's like I literally had to hide behind my grandpa and my mom when it came to her. And it's like, if that's when I started like literally having to hide out. And I scared my mom, and I didn't mean to do it, but it's like I could not take her hitting me all the time. And I tried to explain that to my mom, but she didn't get it. And she was like, why do you always gotta, get out at night?
I didn't get it.
Well, you did, but you thought I was doing it just to be a little stinker, but I wasn't trying to do it. But
I didn't get it. Oh no.
well, I know you did, but at that time you didn't see it that way. But
no, because I was working a job and she was calling me home every night and I was getting in trouble.
yeah, because my grandma, that's what she would do. She'd be a little crackhead because she would sit there and start trying to beat me, and I wasn't going to take it. So I would actually leave the house to get away from her. And I was sitting there, I was like, I got to
All you had to do was go in there with Grandpa.
No.
You should have seen the pattern of it. She was doing it so she could call me home from work and get me fired.
Mom, I did go in there with
I
Grandpa a
would
few
get,
times, and it didn't work because poor Grandpa would get a migraine sometimes, and it didn't always work.
Get me fired from my job to make me look bad. Oh, see, she got fired from another job. You see?
Yeah, she did things like that intentionally. And Mom would get in a bad mood. She didn't mean to take it out on me. I understand that now, but at that time, I would get mad at Mom. I'd get mad at Grandma. Grandpa tried. That's how I understand it now. It's because Grandpa would explain it to me. He goes, Flames, your mama ain't trying to, spank you or be rough on you because, she doesn't understand what you're going through. She's scared for you. She doesn't want to lose her job. Your grandmama keeps calling her home, and, her bosses are going to get mad at her. And I'm like, Grandpa, I can't stay here when she's like that. And he's like, I know. And I'm like, Grandpa, I have to leave the house if she's acting like that. I said, I can't stay here. And none of my cousins knew what I was going through. None of my aunts knew what I was going through. And none of them would offer me sanctuary. I had, family in El Paso. I should have had an aunt that loved me enough.
Because your aunt was disabled.
I should have had sane enough family. I should have. But I didn't.
But you have an aunt that lives in El Paso, still there. It's just.
But I had no one to turn to but my mom and my grandpa. But, my mom was a single parent. So she had to be mom and dad at the time. And my grandpa had to be dad too. But my grandpa was 60, 70 years old. And he couldn't sit there and do a lot because at the time, no one knew he had a bad heart. And he was hiding it from us. No one in our family knew. So that's why he couldn't send her off all the time. And that's why I had to leave because I couldn't have him having a heart attack. I kind of felt something was wrong. So that's why I would leave because she, for one, I think was trying to do something to him. I felt it in my bones because she would always pick stuff with him. And she'd always start with my mom. She'd start with me. She would even start with my aunt. She even started when my cousin lived with us. And she'd pick on him and she'd made him, she'd push him to be very feminine. Believe me, she really did when he lived with us. And then my mom, she moved us out. And, at that time, everything seemed to be going okay. And then we moved back with her. And then she kept on pushing things, and my grandpa was getting tired of it because the way she made my cousin be, she was pushing a lot of it on him. And actually, I think my grandmother, she molested a lot of my cousins, believe it or not. I actually feel she did. I actually think she molested my cousin. That's why he had his issues. And then she started preaching at him, talking about his sexuality and things like that. I didn't care about it. I don't care if my cousins are gay, LGBT, trans community. I love them either or. I don't care. And I even told her, I said, Grandma, who cares if he's gay? My grandpa finally admitted when my cousin came out with having AIDS, my grandpa finally said, I love my grandson. After all that time of my grandmother being a twat, of being my grandfather, I think, knew in his head what my grandmother had did to his firstborn grandson. I think my grandpa finally knew what she had done to him and why he turned out the way he did. So my grandfather did not hold no grudges towards my cousin, and he's like, you know what, I accept him because it wasn't his fault. He blamed my grandmother. It was her fault. And he accepted him. And he didn't hold no grudges toward my cousin. And that made me feel, that made my heart swell. Because my grandma was like, oh, you hate him. You hate him. You always hated him because he was, her favorite and I was my grandpa's favorite. And he goes, I don't hate David. I love David. And it shocked her panties off her waist. And she's like, what? And I was sitting there, I was like, I was laughing clear across the other side of the apartment. And he started chuckling at me. Because I was like, I told you so, Grandma. I mean, I couldn't help it. Because she would always bother him about that crap. And it actually bothered because my grandpa, he always told me, he goes, I love all my grandchildren. He goes, I'm proud of all my grandchildren. He goes, I'm proud of all their accomplishments. He goes, I am proud of all my family. He goes, I don't care what they do, however they do it. He goes, I'm proud of all my family. That's the type of man my grandpa was. My grandma made him, she depicted my grandpa to be this ugly, hillbilly, bob-tooth, scary monster from the decrepit swamp or something. And he wasn't. My grandfather was the most sweetest man you could ever meet. You could actually poke him, God knows how much time. It would take a lot of pokes to really piss him off, unless you did one. There's a couple things that you would poke him on that he'd probably kill you.
Call his mom a son of a bitch.
You call him a son of a bitch, he would kill you. And that's when he actually slapped the crap out of her. I'd actually wish she'd call him a son of a bitch a couple more times so he'd actually kill her. But there was a few things that he would actually lose his cool over, but he was actually cool as a pickle. That's why I liked him. And she'd always call him a racist. His best friend actually happened to be a black man. His name was Brother Rice.
Well, that wasn't his only best friend that was black. He had several black men.
Yeah, and I actually sat with him and Brother Rice in church at Hillcrest Baptist Church because Brother Rice actually, he always gave me a big hug and we'd sit there and talk in church. My grandmother was the biggest racist in our family. I mean, she embarrassed me in church. That's why I got kicked out of church, because she called the biggest, he was a big old black man. She actually called him the N-word in church. I got kicked out because of her. They didn't want to say it, but I got kicked out because of my grandmother being a racist. I'm sitting there just like, you kicked me out because of my racist grandmother. Thank you. And the poor man was sitting there like,
they blamed it on me.
But no, they sit there and let my racist grandmother go back to church so she could call all the black people in there the N-words, but they wouldn't let me go back, and I didn't do nothing wrong.
Well, because they wanted from that.
And because my grandmother had a lovely pension that she liked buying them with. Like I said, people buy people, and it's stupid. But I'm going to go ahead and close this. I hope y'all learned a lot of valuable lessons in this. It's not about spoiling people with gifts. It's not about patting their ego. It's about checking up on them. Like I said, any other day. It could be.
But if you want to spoil people with gifts, you can spoil me.
My mom's a Leo, okay? Leos like pretty things all the time, pretty shiny things.
Yeah.
Me being a Scorpio,
I like baubles and bottles and crystals.
I'm satisfied with certain things.
I'm joking though.
She's playing around. I'm humble, and it's just you like to know that your family cares. You like to know that you're noticed by your family and you're relevant. And that there's some relevancy in that, and that especially like I said, in these times, they said COVID's getting worse. And
Yeah.
especially where I
A
live in
million
Texas.
people in the United States in one fucking week.
Yeah, and they're actually talking about shutting Texas borders back down.
A million people.
As soon as I heard
one
that, I
week.
was sitting on my couch bawling my eyes out. Normally, things like that don't affect me. That kind of affected me.
You know the one thing though I can honestly say about the COVID, since we haven't been going out, have you noticed we really haven't been sick?
Yeah,
We haven't been going out.
my mom, myself, my kids, we don't leave the house.
One time this year.
We
Which
don't.
is a miracle.
We don't leave the house. We haven't
haven't
gotten
got
sick. We haven't caught no bug whatsoever.
Yep.
We have not left the house. We've self-quarantined ourselves because we're like, hell no, we're not going to get sick.
Nope.
We very seldomly go out. Very seldomly.
Yep.
My husband has sounded sick a lot.
Yeah.
He sounds like that lion off that one thing that's like coughing up that big, nasty, gnarly hairball.
And I'm like, stay away from me.
And I'm like, beware!
You remember what you told me? Jacob, go in bed and close the door.
I'm about ready to quarantine you. Go away. I love you, but go away.
Stay away from me.
It's like, I don't want to get sick, but I love
behind
you.
me, Satan.
He's like, I want to cuddle, hug me. Go away. Be gone, Satan. It's like, oh my God, I'm going to baptize you in the name of Holy Jesus. Amen. Get out of my husband.
Even though he works at night, he's going around while they call them people that have to be working.
But they're all supposed to be getting tested for COVID, but I don't know about that because some of them people be lying out their buttholes.
Well, no, they're supposed to start testing everybody. That's why they call them the people that have to work.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be testing all of them.
I feel that we need to all back to, they need to make everybody go back on quarantine, seriously.
They're supposed to be testing them weekly now.
No, we all need to go back on quarantine. I don't give a flying flip. And we need a new governor in Texas. I'm sorry.
Well,
and we need a new Senate in Texas.
Everybody can't be quarantined because we have to have certain people out. Like Jacob, we have.
Well, those people can be out working, but all these other dumb hoes need to be back on self-quarantine.
Like brings our food to us. We have to have them people. We have to
okay, them, they can be out, but all the other dumb people.
We were quarantined and all the gunshots and shit we were hearing.
Well, like I'm saying, all those folks can be out, but all them other dumb people need to get their asses inside and quit running around like they got like $1 million just sitting in the bank.
Yeah, we were having all kinds of murders and shit going on here.
We're having rappers getting shot up in here in Texas. Like seriously, they need to they need to quarantine Texas seriously because these people up in Texas are acting really stupid. They're acting real sus. I'm telling you, they're acting sus beyond sus.
They are stupid.
Like people in Texas are acting like they have no brain cells beyond anything. And that's why I'm telling people, family should be main process. You know what I'm saying? That's why I wanted to make this video because like I've heard like more than 5 rappers getting shot. 3 of them already died over gold chains, money, teeth. I'm sitting here like teeth.
Yeah.
Teeth.
Chasing them down on Dallas Freeway.
They're running after these hoes on the freeway. I'm sitting here like, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Come here, you stupid fool. I'm gonna get you. Come here, 2 Chainz. It's like, I'd be sitting here like, what the fuck? I gotta record this shit. There's Michael Myers on the freaking freeway chasing a rapper. I swear it's Michael Myers. He's got a kitchen knife.
I can't believe it.
Hold on. I think I see Jason Voorhees. He's got a hockey mask.
A Walmart in Houston, and one's getting shot in the leg because he won't get his chains up quick enough.
It is stupid. And the dude that actually died, he actually looked like the kid that bullied my son. I'm sitting there like, maybe he deserved to die because that's the kid that bullied my son, then I don't feel that.
Is he a rapper?
Maybe. He looked like a little short midget. I'm like, that's the guy that was on the crutches. I'm like, goodness, thank God he died.
Is he a rapper?
Maybe. I know that's messed up for me to say, y'all, but If he was the bully that went to school with my son, then I
don't think that. No, I don't think he's a rapper. Oh,
he could have been. You never know. Mom, all you gotta do is like, yo, I got a pocket full of gum and I can shoot off a gun, blah, 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 blah. I could be a rapper.
The bed, taking out on the corner, making me all this do.
I could be a rapper and someone can come shoot me.
Mm-hmm.
It don't take much to rap. I got flow. I could rap. I can rap a bunch of crap. Yeah. I can rhyme. I got some sick ass rhymes. Yo, ho. I used to do that shit on the school bus, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, Flames is going off, yo, yeah!" That's how I got. Oh, that's how I got the nickname Flames, because they were saying I was always firing it up, fire it up, fire it up. Stupid shit I would come up with. And also because of my flaming ass temper, because they called me the terror of where I live because of my very bad temper. Boys and girls were actually very terrorized of me. Even adults were. I was kind of proud of that at a young age, but I shouldn't have been. Yeah, it's because I wouldn't put up with nothing.
Carry her mother's temper with her.
Yeah. It's because I wouldn't put up or tolerate BS, I still don't. Because I feel respect is respect.
That's one thing she did learn from her mother. Not to be too braggish or proud of it, but yeah.
I mean, if I hear someone calling my mom a bitch in a back of a truck with a baseball bat trying to threaten me, I'm jumping, and I actually did. I jumped up in the truck. I pulled the girl on the back of the truck. She hit her head in the back of the truck. I punched her. Her head bounced off the truck. Her other girl tried to hit me. I elbowed her in the cooch. She actually hit back her head in the back of the truck. Shit was funnier than hell. And I normally don't fight girls. The guy, my best friend, was pulling me off her at the time, which was a guy. My other girl was trying to pull me off. The truck was trying to move. My mom was on the porch laughing. She's over here, get over here, Flames, quit it. I'm like, I'm going to kill him. The other girls were on the other truck trying to get me. I'm like, get off the fucking truck if you want a piece. I mean, I'm not going to have no one disrespect my mom. You know what I mean? No. And if anyone wants to get mad.
I'm different. Anybody's got a mouth to open up to me and they won't say shit to me, yeah.
Especially if they're sitting there hitting the truck with a baseball bat trying to act bowdy on my property. No. We're going to throw down. I was taught if someone's disrespecting you on your property, you have the right to bear arms, especially if they're threatening you, and especially if they disrespect my mom. Oh, hell no.
The only thing with me, as long as I was married, I had a prick-ass idiot that he thought he had to protect all the other women from me because he knew I'd kill them.
Yeah, and the man she was with wasn't about to defend her because he was a bigger pussy than anything. Yeah, so I had to defend her.
He had to defend everybody else from me, though.
Yeah, and he was out there trying to, oh, no, don't do that, Flames. I'm like, do you want me to kick you in between the legs? Grow a pair. Oh, I'm glad she's not with him no more. God. Mm-hmm. He cheated on her with half the freaking city we live with.
No shit.
That's why he got a purple ding dong.
Oh God.
And
like that cat on TikTok.
Yeah, it's like the cat that smells that broccoli. I know that was kind of graphic, y'all. I'm sorry.
That's true.
For my family, if they're actually this far into the video, I'm sorry about that, but now you know why she's not married to him and why I almost dang near killed him.
Yeah, he had a purple ding dong. That and then he cheated nonstop.
He cheated on her. He threatened her. He laid his hands on me, and I almost put him in jail once he put his hands on me.
And he was giving me belladonna, trying to show
And yeah, he was giving her belladonna, which is a highly poisonous drug that is very hard to track in your system, which I brought it up to the doctors, which they did test it, and they said that it is very highly suspected that that's what he was actually giving her. And he might have...
to my neighbor.
And they said that he might have also been highly overdosing her with her insulin also, because insulin is also hard to track as well. So they said it could have been her insulin and her belladonna at the same time that he was also doing it. They said if he would have squirted her insulin in her drink, that it would have been hard also to track.
Yep.
So that's what also gave her her heart attack. So that is why I got very overprotective. That is why, I looked out for her the way I did. I've always been overprotective of my mom. I've always kind of been like a guardian over her ever since I was a kid. Anytime she had a boyfriend, I beat the shit out of him. since I was 3. Any guy's like, God, she's a little monster. I'm like, you want to see? I mean, I literally actually beat up all her boyfriends. I didn't
And
like
I've
any of
only
them.
got one boyfriend now.
Yep, it's a kitty that I picked out for her.
He's a half breed.
Yep,
Yeah. And he's the only thing that goes between my legs, and that's where he sleeps every night.
yep, it's a kitty Roman, and I picked him out for her.
And he sleeps between my legs every night.
I know that doesn't mean she has ancestral sex with a
No,
cat,
I
y'all.
don't have sex with my cat, but that's where he sleeps.
It's just
every night.
we call him her boyfriend. It's actually her kid.
He's my boyfriend.
We named him Roman Reigns. But anyway, guys, I want y'all to understand where I'm coming from because it felt horrible and I wanted to get it off my chest. I wanted to share more of why I have problems and why I have such a strong connection with family. My grandfather raised me to have a very strong barrier with family because, with him having his mother and father dying at such a young youth, he wanted his family to be connected. He wanted his kids, since, he was there, his wife was there, he wanted his kids to have something that he didn't have. And his wife ruined it. And me, I wanted to make sure that my kids had something that my grandfather didn't get to experience. I wanted to try to break the chain that my grandmother had created. My kids have actually got a taste of that. Yeah, we have fights here and there, but they're not as chaotic as what my grandmother had created. And my kids have had a better life. They can tell you. They're rich in love and rich in life. They understand that when they go out on their own, they want to have a happy life. They want to have a home, but it doesn't have to be a big home. They understand they want to have a career, but it doesn't have to be the best career that pays the best money. And if they do happen to get that, they're going to be happy and humble that they did land it. And they're not going to be showboating and get big head about it because I've taught them that not to be that way. Because, humble is thine own, because you can always fall off that horse, because you get a big head, you can always get slapped on your butt. You don't always get a big head like, oh my God, I got the best job, I got the best husband, I got all this money, I got all these jewels, and I got all this glorious glam luxury life. That can always get taken away from you in 5 seconds, because the business you're working for can always go bankrupt.
Yep.
Your husband can always cheat on you and find a more skinnier, fabulous bitch than you. Or your husband or your girlfriend can find a better man that's got a bigger penis and got a better sex drive that can last God knows how many more hours than you, that learn Kama Sutra and can flip her upside down and do God knows what things to her. I mean, there's so many things you do not know that can happen. Okay?
Oh, the dilemma.
It is called being humble. Okay, I have come from small beginnings, living in crappy trailers.
Oh yeah.
I have an incognito cat that I'm working with
God,
that I have to carpet clean my house quite often. I had another incognito cat that passed away. This one's incognito because I think he has a bladder problem, which I'm going to be taking him to the vet soon. Is my black cat Anubis. And if my family shies away from me because of that, shame on them. Because I have a big heart and I work with animals, and I always wanted to work in a zoo other than being a writer because I freaking love animals. I love any kind of animal. I had a wolf and a husky in Colorado, and I had to leave them behind. Other than that, I wanted to work, at an animal reach out center. I love any kind of animals. I love ferrets. I love foxes. I love Mal huskies. I mean, I love any kind of animal. I got to pet a stingray down in Corpus Christi. I have a pet turtle. I mean, I love animals, period. I'm an animal lover. I mean, I pet horses. I mean, I play with rabbits. I mean, I'm an animal lover. I'm an animal whisperer, pretty much. That's part of my Native American side. I love freaking animals, and I cannot help it. And that's just my nurturing side. And I cannot just, I'm going to go put my cat to sleep because he's incognito. Or I'm going to throw my cat outside because he's incognito. Or I'm going to just put him in the pound and just let someone gas him to death. That's inhumane. That's cruel.
Diaper on that.
Actually, I could diaper him. I mean, but I think I'm going to get a new litter and try it out. They have that new litter that, it has no scent. It turns different colors. So I'm going to try that out and see how that works. But anyway,
We're gonna get a cage one.
but point of the matter is, I do have him. But thing is, we lived in crappy trailers starting off. We started off in single trailers. We moved up. We got into a half wide. Then the last trailer we were in was a double wide. So we were moving on up slowly. And it's not the showboat, but now we're actually in a 2-story house. Okay, we're renting it, but we're in a 2-story house. It's got some small areas, yes, but we have a huge butt backyard. We have a good sized front yard. I could, I would like to have an overhead reach porch so I can sit out there when rain and stuff and different things. And I got tons of frogs. I've got like 5 possums that I feed. I got a pet orb reaver. That I made a deal with that she's my alarm system, but she can't bite us. And weirdly enough, she listens. That's really creepy. My mom trips out that she listens to me, and I actually feed her. And she's big because she was actually at my window, and now she's at my front of my back door. She's actually got a huge web. I call her Orby.
I don't like her.
It's my first familiar as a spider, so I'm really coming into my adopting weird animals. So not only do I have weird, estranged cats, I have a daddy possum, a mama possum, and a baby possum, which my mom's Maine Coon likes them.
That's okay. But when they become having 8 legs,
my mom doesn't like Orby.
I don't like any 8-legged creatures.
But like I said about the house, this is, a move up in the house that we've had. And then we traded in our Dodge, which was the nicest vehicle that we've ever had aside from our Blazer, and now we have a 4-door Chevy that is a nice truck. It is a brand new dually truck.
Yeah.
And it's nice.
Yeah.
And it was my idea. I came up with it. I asked, my husband to go to his father-in-law, ask his dad to help co-sign, and we would pay everything, which we have been. And we're going to ask his dad to opt out on the co-sign and just be on us. And so it's just completely us now, which we're supposed to be doing that very soon. So we've been moving on up, and we're still humble about it. We're not showboating. We're not, oh, look at this, and oh, look at this, and oh, look at this. We're humble. And that's what, I tell my oldest son, because my oldest son sometimes forgets, because he's like, I'm going to get this big old house. I'm going to get these big old cars. I'm like, Adrian.
Grandma, she's getting this job. She's going to make
Adrian, sweetheart, you want to have a house that is a nice house. You don't want to have the biggest house in the world, okay?
You don't want to clean it.
You want to have a nice car. That is a good enough car to get you to point A to point B. You don't have like a Maserati or a Lamborghini or, don't sit there and be like showboat. It's not about this, okay? Be humble. You don't want to sit there and showboat because that can all go away. He's like, oh, yeah, that's right, Mom. I said, be the child I raised you to be. He's like, Mom, I'm sorry, I'm like, look, I understand you want to have nice things and all that, but I said, those are just toys. Those are just stuff for collectors. I said, they make those things for people that get that little, I'm a snob. I mean, yeah, it's cool to have those things and they're beautiful to look at. Don't get me wrong. I love Vipers. Do not get a bitch wrong. I love muscle machines. Oh, bitch, don't get me. Chevelles, Novas, classic. Oh, don't get me started. I'll get my engines revving and we'll start talking about cars. And oh, yes, honey. I miss going to old classic car conventions. Oh my God. Hearing those cars purr. Oh, that would get me started. That would get my engine going any day. I'd be sitting there, rev it up, baby, rev it up. I want to hear them dualies. I want to hear it pop. I want to hear them cherry bombs. And oh, yeah. Yes. Shift it in gear, baby. That right there would turn a girl on, like a real musclehead girl. I'm a gearhead. So, me, that I understand the cars. I get it.
You're killing me.
Sorry. And having a nice home, I see these beautiful houses. Like, I would like to have a nice house where I had a swimming pool so I can exercise, where I have a place where I can have my temple, where I can go outside, do my outside rituals. And then I want to have like one where I have my indoor ones, where I can do my indoor ones. I would have a nice, porch so I could sit outside when it's raining. So I could like cuddle up in my chair, drink coffee or drink tea or read a book or something like that little nook area. Then I have like a little reading nook area in my house, little things that are taken for granted. and then like have a big place to where like maybe a theater area because I'm a theater type of chick. I like watching movies. I like watching TV shows. I like spending a lot of quality time with my family. I'm a very family type of person. And we play tons of video games too. So I would like to have an area like that. And then have a nice dining room area because, I'm tired of my family always wanting to eat stuff in the freaking living room. Yes, because if people, I cook good. And, my husband, my mom, my kids will tell you I'm a hell of a cook. I take from my mom and my grandfather. I am a chef. My son is actually going to school to be a chef. I'm trying to get my youngest to learn to cook because I think he has it in him because he puts things together. It tastes good. So,
not cooked wise.
Yeah. And then my husband, man, can make some sushi. Oh my damn. And he can cook. I'm actually got him going, and my husband, he can cook. Oh, he can cook. Oh man, that man can cook. He can cook some good stuff. Oh my god, my man can cook. And I'm glad my man can cook, and I'm happy he can cook because most men, all they can do is really make barbecue, but my man can cook.
Men can cook.
Well, some men can't, but there's a lot of men chefs.
Men, when they put their mind to it and they're hungry, men can cook.
Yeah, when a woman can't cook.
When they're hungry and they got their mind.
When a woman's like, oh, I got with you because of the money, honey. I can't cook.
And they want to eat something good, oh, they can cook.
My man got with me because I had looks. I had nice eyes. I was gonna say nice boobs, nice thighs, and I could cook, honey. I wasn't always this big. My mom said nice boobs. I'm like, Mom, I wasn't gonna go there.
I said tata. When I said boobs,
tatonsters.
I said tata.
They're tatonsters because they're big monsters. I'm doing this for comedy.
Like your cousins, good fucking lord.
Yeah, she outdid me.
Yeah.
She actually got breast fillers, I swear.
She used to be flat as a goddamn pancake.
She got breast fillers.
Well, if she ever get breast fillers.
She got breast fillers to make my cousin-in-law feel good because she didn't have boobs. I need to quit because she's going to come up here and whoop my butt. And she would because she lives close. Anyway.
She couldn't. She flipped over.
She tried to sit on the truck.
I said that. Cece, you know what I'm talking about.
Mom's calling out my cousin in San Antonio. She's saying that my cousin would try to come up here and whoop my butt. As soon as she step out the truck, she'd flip over.
No, that's why she has to drive those small cars because, she has to hold them down to keep them from flipping over in the wind.
I'm hiding under my hair. Yes, the women in my family happen to be top heavy except for my grandmother. My grandma had tittles.
No.
And then she got it cut off.
I know several of your aunts didn't have boobies. Her mama, for one, Cece's mama didn't have boobies.
Oh, yeah. And didn't have no boobies. She had knobbies.
Donna, and she didn't have boobies because that's why they called her Pancake.
Oh, yeah, she had pancakes because her back was flat as her chest.
Yep.
Yes, I'm calling out all my aunts because they're ridiculous.
Well, she had some, not as big as.
Yeah, she was Jugs.
Because they used to call me Jugs and her.
No, she was Jugs.
Was Jugs and. What did they call? Jugs and.
Quit itching it!
Jugs and something.
Oh, I'm getting sore. Okay, guys. So you got the whole synopsis. Family and friends. If anyone has questions, you can always ask. You can hit the comments below. If you like the video, you can like and subscribe. I have other content that's not like this, I promise you. I read books. I do tarot card readings. I do unboxings.
Which we were supposed to do tonight.
But I was motivated to do this video because I needed to get some stuff on my chest because I needed to actually...
On or off?
Off.
Okay.
I'm not taking off my bra yet, which I really want to. They're saying I hate wearing bras. These are the devil's contraptions. I hate men that created these things. Because if men didn't have an obsession with areolas and nipples, we wouldn't have to wear these goddamn things. And yes, I don't care if I have religious freaks on my page. I can say goddamn if I want to because I hate bras. freaking shit. And if you have a problem with cussing, quit being such a perverted freak, okay? They say the most, intelligent people cuss. So quit being a freaking narcissist, okay? And if you don't know what these words are, get a dictionary. I'm highly intelligent. Okie dokie. I'm not trying to be mean. Yes. Narcissist.
Goddamn.
Goddamn and narcissist.
I want to watch a movie.
You want to watch a
I'm mad
movie?
because I gotta watch my other shows.
We're going to watch it tomorrow.
No, we won't because Jacob won't let us.
He can kiss my butt. I can watch whatever I want.
Mm.
He knows I will because I'm a princess.
Mm.
No, I'm a queen. Fuck that.
Okay.
Why is my battery corroded already in here?
I'm just gonna find out.
Oh, shit. That's why it's not. Hang on, guys. I gotta change out a battery real quick. Hold on.
Uh-oh. My shoulder battery.
Let me take this part off. We are. Hang on. I have a corroded battery. I can't end this video with a
I
corroded
thought
battery.
Dre said he's supposed to be already grounded. Why?
Oh, my blame. What? I do not know. Hang on a minute. Okay, we have a AAA battery. Hang on, guys. I gotta pull out my tape. I gotta pull out my battery VAD here. I think these are all C's. That's what he said.
No, he's going, where's my D's?
Damn it, where are all my A's?
I don't know.
Alex B, bring me a AA battery. I don't care. Bring it to me.
Now.
Mama said now. Yes, I did.
Here I am
Yes,
with
I
you.
did.
What battery?
The AA's. You know where they are?
Do you listen?
Child. Don't make me strangle you.
Please strangle me because I can't find
Okay, I'll come in there and strangle you then.
what to do.
This bitch brings that paper.
Strangle my brain. Get on my soul and strangle it.
Crack it. I think I'll use this one. I'll steal the battery that's out of my mouse temporarily because I need to buy me another mouse. Because my back went missing on it.
Already?
Yeah, it's been gone.
Oh, I thought you found it.
No, sadly I didn't. And I really like this mouse. This mouse is actually pretty rad. Actually, I'm just... I don't want to throw it away because I don't have it back. You know, it's pretty sad throwing away a freaking mouse because you don't have a back to it. That's sad.
I wouldn't throw it away because I don't have it back. I find a different way to use it.
Tape.
With it. Yeah, why not?
I'm gonna be go.
Bitch, have you?
Okay. Put that there. Put my other thing there. That can go there. And we're almost done, guys. I have to move stuff around to finish doing this. Sorry this is taking so long. I'm glad y'all hung with me. I don't want people to think this is a problematic video. I was airing, like I said, airing my chest. And I wanted people to have an understanding of what it feels like and what it to not get to. Because it could push people completely away and push them so far away to where they're not going to come back. And that's where I've been pushed. Because it's like I've been pushed off myself. So it's like if I've been that far pushed, then why do I need to be there? So to make people understand, don't ever do that to people. Because especially if they're your family, I understand there's differences. I understand that everybody has their own stance and their own opinions and blah, 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 blah. And I've said it all before. But at the end of the video, and after all has been said, love is love. And that's all that should be said.
You still doing your video?
Yeah, I'm almost done.
Well, I'm gonna start right now because I gotta get this done.
So I'm done, guys. I love y'all. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate that everybody that came in. I'm going to share this video on my page. It's probably going to get me a lot of sensation.
Around the nation.
My other son that I said that looks just like my grandpa, my baby boy.
How many likes did you get? Actually?
4.
Oh.
Yeah, we're starting up a show.
I know I'm hot. I fired up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go. I love you guys. I love all my subscribers. You guys are amazing. I appreciate y'all for letting me air off my chest and for listening. For my family that listens to this, I hope you understand, and I hope you understand where you put me. And if I let you back in, you're lucky. If I don't let you back in, you know why. So it's your loss, not mine. So au revoir, and I'll see you on the next one.
Bye bye.
Bye, guys. I gotta hit the end button now.